Well, today's session is on Pandas, the beautiful library which is present in Python machine learning. Okay, so this is one of the most powerful. Okay, I can say it as a powerful, library. Where we have seen a lot of libraries like NumPy, we have seen libraries like scikit-learn, and there are a lot of other libraries. But what we see this Pandas, no, it's a beautiful library. Okay, so today's discussion is on the library which is called as Pandas. Okay, name seems to be a panda. Panda is not a snake. Okay, like they usually they're given some symbol which is respect to snake, and yeah, so we can't compare with the symbol and the package name. As I told you in Python, all the names looks to be very scary. Okay, pandas, monkey, numpy, anaconda. Okay, so there are a lot of things here. Fine. So and the discussion today is like we must understand what is this pandas library, where do we use it, how do we use it, and all those stuff. Okay, so I hope you people have your notebooks with you. Okay, there are a lot of things to take down today. Okay, and there are a lot of questions for me also to ask you after the discussion. So today and tomorrow it would be a beautiful session because there is interactive session moreover. It's not that I just keep on telling and the people keep on noting it. Okay, first part of it, yes, it's like I'll explain you the concept, then I'll be asking you questions randomly, and I want you people to answer. Okay, and we have the quiz to be completed with respect to Python, and it would be done. We are looking for a day to do that. It would be this week for sure. And the NumPy assignment is pending. We'll be sending you the NumPy and the Pandas assignment together. Okay, so concentrate today's session. Okay. Let me start with what is this pandas. Okay, so what is this pandas, where do we use it, and what is the library all about? Okay, see, this pandas is basically a library. Okay, this is basically a library which is used to work on the data manipulation. Okay, I can give it a word as a data manipulation. If you ask me what is this data manipulation in terms of, okay, I can say that as getting the data with or extracting the data, or it may be updating the values. Okay, whatever it is data manipulation, data extraction, data slicing and dicing, data extraction, data slicing and dicing. Okay, we can call it as slicing, we can call it as dicing. Okay, and we have something to do with exploratory data analysis. In form I'll say it as EDA, exploratory data analysis. To do this EDA, it's a powerful library. Okay, so we have a lot of things to work with this pandas. Okay, first of all, this pandas is used for data manipulation, data extraction. Okay, okay, on the whole, whatever we have, this integer, what we see with string. Okay, so a lot of this basic data structure. On top of this data structure, this pandas is a library. Okay, this library has its own data structure. Okay, pandas library has its own data structure. It is divided into three. One is called as series. Okay, second one is called as data frame. Okay, and the third one is called as panel, panel. I'll tell you. These are the three different data structures which is present inside pandas. Okay, when I say pandas has three different data structure called as series, data frame, and panel. Okay, so what is the series? Okay, series is when you want to work on the one dimensional array, we have series. Yes, it can also be done using NumPy. I agree, it can be done using NumPy, but in pandas we have series. But most of the cases, why do we use pandas is for your data frame, which is for your two-dimensional data. If your data is two-dimensional, then this pandas is data frame. Okay, then what is this panel? It is for three-dimensional, where we are not bothered much about this panel. Okay, we don't see this much. Basically, we'll be seeing this data frame is a powerful data structure which is present inside the pandas library. It is for two-dimensional. When I say two-dimensional, you must understand it is something which is respect to the rows and the columns, right? Okay, it is with respect to the rows and the columns. Okay, respect to rows and the columns. When I say rows, okay, and it's all about the entity, and when I say columns, it's something like name, ID, age, and all those things. Okay, so whenever I say data frame, the data frames can work with the rows and the columns. It is with respect to rows and the columns. It is a structured data basically. Okay, it is a structured data. Okay, fine. It is like we have to work with the CSV file. We have to work with the CSV file. We have to work with the XLS file. Okay, it is XLS file, or it might be your structured data with respect to connecting to Oracle. Okay, or it is MS SQL server, or it is a MySQL server. Whenever you try to connect to these different databases, and when you extract the data, whatever you extract, it is in a table format. Those table format will be brought to the Python environment, and it will be stored in a data frame format. Simple. I repeat. Whenever you have a data with respect to CSV, with respect to XLS, with respect to Oracle DB or MS SQL or MySQL, whatever it is, okay. So all this data frame, all this libraries, I mean all the different data, different type of data storage, when we extract it to the Python environment, it would be in the data frame format. So what is the data frame? Data frame is a combination of two-dimensional data, which is again the rows and the columns. Okay. So any questions for anyone? Please let me know.
Sir, can you repeat it again? Data frame.
See, data frame mean to say it is one of the powerful data structure where whenever we read the file, I'll come to it in detail. What is data frame. But as of now, just understand, if you're working with a two-dimensional data, it is all about data frames. Okay. So when I say a CSV file, when you see CSV file, okay, the CSV file is with respect to rows and the columns, right? So that is a two-dimensional data. When I say XLS, again it's in the form of rows and the columns. So that is a two-dimensional data. When I say we have in technically we have something like SQL, which is structured query language. Okay, this SQL will be storing the data in terms of table format. The table format will be in the form of rows and columns. When you want to call all this data to the Python environment, like what you are working now, okay, so there if I read the CSV file can't be read as a CSV file alone. After reading the CSV file, it will be converted to the data structure called as data frame. Okay, so whenever you are working in the two-dimensional data, the data which is having in terms of rows and columns, the data structure behind that is data frame. We will see to it, don't worry. Okay, if the data is one-dimensional, we see series. The data is two-dimensional, we have data frame. The data is three-dimensional, it is panel. But yes, we have never used panel till now. Okay, I have never used personally, to be frank with you. Okay, but yes, data frame, yes, most of the cases. Okay, is that data frame is used just to extract the data and keep the data somewhere in the data frame? No. Data frame is not just reading the data somewhere and keep it in a variable. No. If you want to extract the data, you want to do some manipulations. I want to say something like I know who is the topper of the class, which person is having the highest account balance, which person has the highest salary. Okay, then I want to know. I'll give the person ID, and then I'll say, can you extract his details? So all these data extraction, we call it as slicing, dicing, data extraction can be done using this data frame. Okay, fine.
Vinay, so, I have a question, please. I'm sorry. Vinay, I'm sorry. I was in the impression you mentioned last week that we would still cover a little bit of NumPy this week. We didn't go through the Matplotlib or SciPy or those.
It's a different package. Okay. So NumPy, what we have is the basics of what we covered in NumPy. That is not sufficient. Those NumPy libraries will be using it when we work with the visualization techniques. Okay. So what we told about Matplotlib and all those things, that's on visualization. After understanding Pandas, okay, after we read the libraries, after we read the file, then we go for data visualization.
Okay. So they will not be a part of this basic NumPy. You will cover them later.
Yeah. I mean, so whatever is covered in NumPy, that is on an advanced level itself. Okay, so nothing else is we will be using much on working with machine learning. Okay, but whatever we have used in NumPy, whatever we learned in NumPy, this will be used as a part of programming while working with the machine learning models. Even while doing Matplotlib or even while working with the machine learning algorithms, we'll be using part of it everywhere. Okay, but whatever we have discussed with respect to NumPy, that is the ultimate. Okay, we don't have anything else to discuss next level. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So when coming to Matplotlib, okay, we will be doing something with respect to Matplotlib, and we'll be using something called Seaborn. Those are the visualization packages. That is next. Okay. Fine. Okay. So coming to it, I'll be practically showing you how to create a series, how to create a data frame. Okay. So what happens, when we create a data frame, how to extract the row, how to extract the column, all these things will be the today's part of discussion. So let us start working on it. Okay, just give me a moment. I'll share the screen. Yes. Okay. So about Pandas, we have discussed what is all about Pandas. So Pandas is a library which is present to do work with data manipulation, data extraction, and all such things. Okay. So what are different data structures present in Pandas? There are 3 different data structures present in Pandas. Okay. One is series. Okay. The second one is data frame. okay, and the third one is panel, right? So these are three different. Just give me a moment. I'll just copy this. Copy. Yes. Okay. So these are three different data structures present in pandas. Now we'll try to create a series. Okay. We'll understand what is a simple series. I told you series is one dimensional. Let us try. Okay, I mean I had already a structure, so I already had the code which has been typed. I thought of executing it, but at the initial level I thought, let me type here so that you'll be having some feel of, yes, so if someone is practicing in the laptop, it would be good for you people to meanwhile type along with me. Okay, or else if you're practicing, you will have some time to write down. Okay, that's the reason I'm just typing it. Okay, just concentrate. First thing is importing the package called as pandas. I say import, okay, pandas as PD. I'm giving alias. So import pandas as PDs. Okay, so the PD is an alias of pandas. Then I'll be creating a series. First thing is I'll give a variable called as yes. I say yes is equal to PD dot, then I say series. Okay, I want to need a help. I want to understand what is the series, how it will work. Okay, just take a help. You know how to take a help, right? We'll be doing something like shift plus tab. If you do shift tab, it will be helping you says, okay, what is the series? Right, just a moment. I can take help of pd.series. Let's see the syntax of it. First I'll run this. I'll import the pandas as pd. Then I say help of pd.series. You'll understand what is this series. pd.series. Yes. Okay. So what it says, okay, class series is a pandas core library. Okay, it is one dimensional. It is given the complete documentation. We will understand how to create a series. You can see here. There's given a simple example here. Okay, pd.series they are created. I'll just show you one example. Okay, so yeah, so we can just open the library. We will understand what all is there in detail. We can just see here. There's a pd.series. Okay, index is London, New York. Okay, Helsinki. Okay, so that's just given us. We created a simple series here. Okay, so it is one dimensional, but what is an advantage of using this series with respect to numpy? Okay, only advantage is you can give the index in panda series, which is not possible with core data structure, which is list, or it can be in numpy also. Okay, there's a major advantage of using the series. Let us create a simple series. Okay, so that we will play around that. Okay, first is s. Okay, I say s is equal to the same example I take pd dot, okay, series. Okay. Then I create three numbers. Let me say 21 comma 22 comma 23. That's it. I don't want index. I'll just run this. Okay, now I'll say print s. So the series by default it is given an index as 0 1 and 2, but if you say no, I don't require the index like this, I want some index to be given. Okay, so you can give an index, put a comma and say index, right? So index is equal to, then we can say like okay, I can London or lawn, okay, and new, right? I just give an index, simple index. Okay, I'm just trying to give some hands-on experience for you. Okay, so this is what it is. If you want the index, you can give the index, or also indexing position will start from 0 in series. Okay, so series is a one dimensional. Okay, so why is it used basically is, as I told you, we have a lot of functionalities just like how we have for the list. Okay, if you ask me, yes, dot, okay, there are actually a lot of functionalities for series. Okay, there are a lot of functionality for series, and you want to use those functionalities, yes, we will be depending on this. Okay, series data structure in pandas, provided, okay, we never use series because we are very much satisfied with the one dimensional numpy. Okay, if you're playing around with two dimensional, okay, then only then actually we come to pandas library. That is, if you want to work on one dimensional array, see, we have numpy, right? Even though it has a lot of functions, okay, we have a lot of things which can be done in numpy alone. So why I want to depend on this series? So usually we never depend on one dimensional data to work on the series. Okay, we'll be directly working with the numpy library itself. Provided if your data is two dimensional, then for sure it has to be the data frames. Okay, so now I have this one. Let us go with the indexing. Let me say that I already have s here. I created s. Okay, I say s of 0. This is the way of extracting the data. So s of 0, it says 21. Okay, simple, right? So s of 0, it says 21. So okay, then same like how we extracted the list, just a repetition, so don't worry about it. So as s of 0 is to 1, it says London is 21. Okay, so I give s of 0 is to 2. Let's see what happens. London, okay, new 21. right? So this is a simple extraction what we play around with series, but I'm telling you, no need to worry much about the series because we don't use much about the series because we have NumPy library. I'm repeatedly telling you, if you're working with a one-dimensional array, it's no more a series. It's all about, okay, NumPy. Provided if you're working with a two-dimensional data, then it is something with respect to data frame. Okay, it's all about data frame. Let us create a simple data frame, and you will understand that how data frame comes and how to work with it. Okay, so basically, if someone says that okay, we are not covering much on series, right? I am telling you no, because we are working with the NumPy one-dimensional array. NumPy is already one-dimensional array. Why do you want to work with the series? We don't work much on it. But we don't have any other options to work with two-dimensional X apart from data frame. It's a powerful technique. That's the reason for data frames we rely on pandas. Okay, let us create a simple data frame. I'll create something like
Hey,
df.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I know that you mentioned data frames are mostly for structured data.
Yep.
Do we have anything that handles unstructured data also in
basically what happens in unstructured data is the unstructured data would be converted to the structured data, right? See, when I say, for example, an image, okay, so if you give an image, the image will be in the form of pixel format, right? It is like around 28 cross 28 pixel. So the 28 cross 28 pixel will be in the matrix format. Okay, that matrix format will be brought back to the data frame format itself.
Okay, so there is nothing that would directly feed any unstructured data to Python. We would convert it first.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, we clear on the subject. Okay. So basically, working with the big data technology is the second part. Like we have a lot of things where we connect our Python libraries with big data. Then we do big data integrated with machine learning. So for that, we require the help of big data engineers. Okay, so if you are working with the terabytes and there have a lot of parallel processing, we use some CUDA in the backend. Okay, there are a lot of things. Okay, but yes, so basically when we are working with the Python machine learning, it is a two-dimensional.
Okay, thank you.
So here we have df, then I try to create a data frame. I say pd dot data frame. Okay, pd dot data frame, right? And I'll create a simple data frame. Provided if you want to create a data frame, okay, I want you to understand, while creating a data frame, the most important thing is the data frame is of two-dimensional. If I'm not wrong, I want you to understand. Okay, data frame is of two-dimensional. Okay, I'll just keep a reference so that I'll make bit fast. Okay, I'll just take a simple example so that I'll copy paste. I don't waste time in typing. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, I'll just take help. First, I'll show you help of pd dot data frame. Okay, help of pd dot data. Okay, frame. Okay, we just run this. Okay, understand. So okay, pandas is a n dimensional data frame. Okay, so there's a lot of things which is there in pandas data frame data. Okay, then what are the values inside it? Okay, and everything. They are given a simple example how to create a data frame. Okay, see, pd dot data frame is a dictionary again. Internally it's a dictionary because it's a key value pair. Okay, I told you any data what we have, we'll be having the row and the column. So we'll be having the row name and the column name also. The row names are the index, the column names are the headers. Okay, so if I take the same data, for example, I'll just copy this. Okay, if it is the same data, you will be getting an output like this. Okay, you'll be getting a simple output like this, where pd dot data frame angles degree, these are the index. I'll create a data frame on my own so that you will get a better hold on it. Let us create a simple data frame. Okay, so just give me a moment. Yeah, I had given a data frame. Hold on. I'll create a data frame like this. Okay, p.data frame, name Vinay, Kushal, Aman, Saif. Okay, then age is 22, 25, 24, 28, occupation engineer, doctor, data analyst, and teacher. Okay, you can understand these are the column names. I have not given an index for that, for your information. I have not given index. Like these people have mentioned the index. If I don't mention the index, it will take the default index starts from 0. Let us see to it. Provided I am creating a data frame which is having the rows and the columns. The name is Vinay, Kushal, Aman, and Saif. The age is 22, 25, 24, 28. Occupation is so and so. I'll just create this data frame and just run. Okay, let us print the data frame. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I got disconnected. Just hold on. Okay, I'm back. Fine. So we are creating a simple data frame which is pd.data frame, and here I have name, okay, age, and the occupation. Okay, we can see internally when I create a data frame, it is using the dictionary. It's a key value pair, of course, right? So whenever I have the two-dimensional data, we'll be having the column names. Okay, there is a reason it is two-dimensional. I'll just run this. Okay, so I'll get an output as df. Okay, name, age, occupation. You're not given the index. In this case, they're given the index as circle, triangle, rectangle, square, pentagon, and hexagon. Okay, that's the reason they have the index. Okay, but in my case, no, there's no index at all. Okay, so we can directly see this is given as 0, 1, 2, and 3. You can observe the same how we have in an Excel file. Okay, we'll be having the columns and the rows. The same format. Okay, it has been followed in your data frame also. Next, I'll be showing you how to read the CSV file. Don't worry about it. But as of now, you must understand, whenever we create a data frame, it is a two-dimensional. We will be having the rows and the columns, correct? It is something like this. Okay, so we have created data frame, but now the question would be, okay, you mean to say that we can read the CSV file? I'll be showing you with respect to the CSV file. We can read XLS file also. It can be taken as an exercise for you people. You can read the XLS file, or else you can read some XLXX file, whatever it is. Okay, but I'll show you with respect to the CSV file, and you can also get connected to the database also, right? So we'll be having a session later. So how to connect the Python to database. So after connecting the Python to database, okay, you'll be getting the database values in a SQL table. Okay, so that can also be converted to data frame. That is, a dictionary can be converted to data frame. Simple. I want to repeat. Okay, the dictionary can be converted to data frame format. Whichever is having the key value pair can be converted to the data frame format. Simple. Okay, when I just show an example of reading the CSV file. Okay, let me read a simple CSV file. I have a CSV file. Okay, by name. No, let me just check it. Okay. Okay. So I have a CSV file by name. Okay, just check. It is having something like a hrtest.csv. Okay, I have some data, some CSV file presently loaded here, which is hrtest.csv. So what I'll do is, I'll give a look. I'll give something like df is equal to. Okay, then I say pd dot read underscore csv. Okay, then what's that file name? hrtest.csv. Provided, I want you to understand, this hrtest.csv is there in the same file. It has been uploaded to Jupyter Notebook. Okay, it has been uploaded to Jupyter Notebook. I want you to understand. It is uploaded to Jupyter Notebook. I'll show you. Okay, so if you can see, in my case, it is uploaded here. Okay, it is uploaded. It's a hrtest.csv, and what I am working, the file name is pandas1.ipynb. So it is same in the it is there in the same location. So I'll be directly able to access. If in case if it's there in your hard disk, okay, it's there in a physical location. So what you have to do is you have to give the path, something like e drive slash, okay, so vtrix slash pandas slash, okay, something like that. Provided it's already been uploaded to Jupyter Notebook, okay, no need to worry much about it. I'm directly reading the hrtest.csv file, okay, so which is visible for us like this. Okay, so I'll directly read this, and it's stored in a variable called as df. Okay, first thing is I'll try to run this. I'll try to see what is there in df. Let me run. See, it has this. Whatever I can see in my CSV file, the complete data is being captured into this df. This is data file.
Vinay, we can't see.
Sir, screen is not.
Yeah. Okay.
Visible.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Fine. Okay, so I had given something like pd.read underscore csv hrtest.csv, right? So after reading this hrtest.csv, we'll just do df. So automatically you'll be getting an output as enrollment ID, city, development index, gender, whatever. So whatever is there in your CSV file, it is read as it is. We have a function called as read underscore. It's simple, very simple. That's it. Okay. If you ask me what is the data structure behind this, it is data frame. Am I clear till now? Yes or no?
So 1 second.
Yeah.
You are clear. But one thing I want to ask you is that if the data is heavy or else more, then it will
data is more. Yeah, that's okay. Even whatever.
Usually, for example, I'm working in office right now. I'll be having huge data. Usually, I'll be having from month 1st to till 31st total. So that will be visible in this.
Any file can be any file will be visible. If you have 1 GB of file also, your Jupyter Notebook is capable to view, provided your hard disk must support it. Your RAM must support it.
Okay.
Provided your RAM is capable enough to read that file. If your RAM is 2 GB and you're reading 1 GB file, can't case.
So Vinay, I have a question here.
Yeah.
When you showed the example of series, right? You said print S, right?
Yeah.
And then and then you said df here. Why we didn't have to give print here?
No,
I mean,
the thing is, in Jupyter Notebook, what happens is, if you are printing only a single line, no print is required. Okay. If you have multiple lines together, then print is required. For example, whichever is the last line gets printed by default.
So are you saying that because series was no? Okay.
I just show you.
Series was just one dimensional, so we had to give.
No, that's not the one. See, so in the series also, if you can see here, I created a series and I just told, okay, S is equal to period or series, and I created, automatically got an output. Here also I can just give S. No worries, you get an output.
Oh, okay.
Fine. So whichever is the last line gets printed automatically. That is how the Jupyter Notebook would work.
Okay, so we don't have to always give print.
No. If it is the last line. If you have multiple lines to be printed, then print is compulsory. Okay, to say that here you have df, then you have df1, df2, df3. You want to print df1, df2, df3, df4, df5, then print is required.
Yeah. I mean, then it doesn't make sense. Okay, got it.
Fine. Okay. So this is a data frame which is being loaded, provided. I'll just give something like this. Okay, if you can see, there's like around 2129 rows and 13 columns. Okay, so what I do now is I'll give something called as head. Df dot head. If you can see here, the df dot head, you will be seeing only the first 5 rows in your data. Using only the first 5 rows. So what is head? Head will give you the first 5 rows by default. Please note it. Okay, head will give only the first 5 rows by default. If you say I need the first 10 rows, you can give this head of 10. Then we're getting the first 10 rows. Okay, so head is a function which will give you the first 5 rows. I mean, by default, if you want more number of rows, you can give the number of rows as an argument. You'll be getting it. The second option is we can give something like df.tail, which will give you the last 5 rows. If you want the last 5 rows, you can give tail. Now you say I require last 15 rows, then you can give df.tail of 15. Usually what happens is, whenever we read the data, it would be 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 rows of data, right? So if I just don't want to give all the rows, I don't want to print all the rows, we can just give head. So it will give you the first 5 rows. When you give tail, it will be giving you the last 5 rows. These are the head and the tail function. Just keep in your mind, and yes, keep a note. Okay, so I gave df.tail of 15, so you got last 15 rows. If you just give df.tail, you'll be getting on the last 5 rows as out. Am I clear? Till now? Yes? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great, thank you.
Sir.
So now,
yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll be giving something called df.info. This is very powerful. Okay, when I say df.info, I'll just show you what this info will do. When I say df.info, here there is one point to concentrate. When we give an output as info, we have two things. One is called as object, other one is called as int64. Okay, so from now on you must be seeing data in two types. One is categorical data, other one is called as a continuous data. Okay, just a moment, hold on. So here we have df.info. When I give df.info, we have something like int64 float64 object. So when we work with the data from now on, you have to see data, okay, in two types. One is called as categorical data, other one is called as continuous data. I want you to understand. From now on, the data has to be seen in two ways. One is called as categorical and the other one is called as continuous. If you ask me what is this categorical data, the object kind of data is called as categorical data. Okay, and the number form of data is called as continuous data. For example, let me say the age of the person becomes the continuous data. I say salary of the person becomes your continuous data, and let me say temperature becomes your continuous data. Okay, and you can take something like mileage, continuous data. But let me say gender is not a continuous data. It is called as categorical data, gender. Okay, and grade is A, B, C, D. Okay, then that becomes your categorical data. So the categorical data will be represented as object. The continuous data will be represented either as int64 or float64. Okay, so in my particular data, if you really want to understand, okay, what is categorical and what is continuous, you can just see to it here. Okay, enrollment ID is int, which is continuous. City is categorical because city, it might be Bangalore, Mysore, or something like that. Okay, then I say city development index is the continuous value. Okay, gender, categorical value. Okay, relevant experience, categorical value. This is how the data is distributed. The first point where any data science engineer will do this is understanding the information about your data. You will get to know, okay, whether how many categorical are there, how many continuous are there, like this itself. If the data is having int or float, then it is continuous. If data is something like object, then it has to be categorical. Okay, this is about the info. So who will do that? We have a function called as info. Am I clear? Yes. Good to go, everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sir,
someone, I don't know. Admin, may I know who is this? Admin? Okay, am I clear? Can you go ahead? Abhishek? Pooja?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Vinay.
Yeah. No, please go ahead. Someone asked me something. No? Yes.
Yeah, it's Yusuf, sir.
Yusuf, tell me, Yusuf.
Yeah, sir, you told me employee ID, it's int 64.
Yeah.
Okay. You told me two one is category. Yeah.
Yes.
And one more you wrote
continuous.
Continuous. Okay, fine. Here employee ID is int 64.
Correct.
Second city is object.
Yes.
Third one city
float.
Department, it's float.
Yes.
Can you explain me once again?
No, nothing is there to explain here. See, enrollment ID is integer. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's an integer. Enrollment ID.
It's integer.
City development index can be something like now 1, 2, 3, 4.0, 1, 2, 5, 6.0. So it is a float 64. That's it.
It's float. Okay, exactly.
Okay. So, but either what you want to see is you want to see only two. One is either categorical or continuous. The categorical will be denoted as object. Continuous can be int or float. That's it.
Continuous can be int or float. Category might be object.
Not might be. Category will be object.
Category in 99%, 100% will be like object.
Yes.
100% only. I'm asking.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. So next we have, I want to know what are the different columns present in my data. I can give something like df dot columns, right? I'll give something like df dot columns. Okay, just a moment. Sorry. Okay, so we have df dot columns. So it will give something like enrollment ID, city development index, relevant experience, element, blah, 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 whatever the column names we have. So there's a function, there's a command called as columns. So it will give you. But okay, we see, I want you people to take down what are the different functions we are discussing now. It is head function, tail function, info function, okay, columns, a command, like what are things, okay, because these are very, very important, very basic. Okay, it is very basic. It is really important to know what is categorical data, what is continuous data, how to identify. When we go to machine learning, no, I directly say this data is categorical data directly. So you must not say, oh, categorical mean to say what? No questions that time. Okay, so now only you have to be very clear with all this kind of doubts. Okay, then I'll be telling you one more function which is a powerful function called as describe. I'll show you what this will do. Okay,
I have a question here.
Go ahead, Pooja.
When I accidentally gave columns with the parenthesis df dot columns, like every time we give, right? And that threw an error.
Yeah. Okay, because it says columns is an index. Okay, columns is not a function. It's a command. Okay, there's a difference between the functions and the command, right? Okay, so when I give something like df dot columns, it is not a function. Okay, columns is not a function, it's just a command. It will give you the column names. There's no actions, anything which is going on here. It's just showing the column name. It's an index. Okay, it's showing you the index. That's the reason there's no functions required. Columns is not a function.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I got the error. So yeah, thanks.
So here we do something like df dot describe. Okay, we have something like df dot describe. Okay, and yeah, so good that if you people really have some files with you, your company file or your company data or whatever it is, please keep on working along with me. That is always a good thing to do because, you know, I mean, as I told you, I want people to get a hold on the programming so that by the end of the course, you must be familiar to work with your company data. That is my intention. So yes, keep on working with that. Okay, so I'll give, yeah.
Vinay, if there is any sample data that we can work with you, right, in parallel, that would be helpful. The one that you are looking at. Can you share that?
Yeah, I'll be sharing you that. So my intention is what happens, like if you have your own data, your company data, something like that, that would be always good. Okay, if you want me to give the sample data, of course, no worries. I can just
sample data is better. The only reason I think is because we are still learning. So we will see comparable results, what you see, and then we see our RN too, right?
Sure. I'll be giving you. Don't worry. Soon after the session itself, I'll be forwarding you the CSV file. Okay, so you can just download that to WhatsApp.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Okay, so one function here is df.describe. Okay, let's take a small 2 minutes of break, and I'll be explaining you about this beautiful function called as describe. Okay, let's come back in a minute, and I'll be forwarding you the file. I'll be uploading this to our portal, that file and see Excel file, everything. But as of now, I'll be forwarding the file to WhatsApp. Just download to the WhatsApp and upload it in your Jupyter notebook so that you can start working with me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I told you that I'll be discussing about describe.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to take import the
if good
PD
if you're working along with me, good to import and download the file and read the file. Okay, we need to do something like import pandas as PD first step. Okay, do import pandas as PD. After importing the pandas, then read the file. To read the file, the function is pd.read_csv in the single quotes hrtest.csv, but you need to upload this hrtest.csv if you're in your home, like wherever you are having this pandas1 file. In my case, it's pandas1 file is there in a folder. In the same path, you must upload hrtest.csv, or else if it's there in your physical drive, you need to give the path with the backslash like this. Let me say that in G drive, you can give G./ like this. Okay, double slash. You have to give like this.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Fine. So we now go to the function called as describe function. See, we have continuous data, right? How many continuous data are there in this file? Anyone? How many continuous data are there? Yusuf? How many continuous data are there? Yusuf, please. Can you tell me? It's 3. Yes, it's 3, right? How many continuous data? 3. What are those? Enrollment ID,
employee object, int,
development index, and training hours.
I asked you, Yusuf. I am asking you, how many continuous data are there in the data?
Sir, continuous there are 3, sir.
What are those?
Sir, float, object.
Okay. I'm asking the column. I'm asking the column name.
Column category and counting, sir.
No. My question is very straightforward.
Enrollment ID, city development index.
Yes.
And training hours.
City development index and the training
columns.
Okay. Yeah. So see, these are three continuous columns.
Total 12.
Totally 12 columns are there. Out of 12 columns, 3 columns are continuous. Yes. In that continuous columns, training hours.
Continuous.
Yeah, city development index, enrollment ID are continuous, and rest are the categorical data.
Yes,
when I say continuous data, it is numbers, right? It is numbers, correct, right?
It's number, sir. Continuous is number.
Correct. That is the reason.
Yeah, but you were showing this one, right? In this one, everything is continuous data. Enrollment ID, index, and training hours.
That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. 3 columns. Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
3 columns.
Someone asked me something. Yeah,
Vinay. Vinay, I mean, as you told, continuous data is either int or float, right? So does it also mean that continuous data is changeable? Like it changes continuously. Does it mean that?
It's not that. It's not that. What I can say is, usually whenever you work on the statistical terminologies, right? Okay, I'll be answering your question after this describe. Just give me a moment, okay? Okay, just see this. Okay. See, when I did something like df.describe, you are getting selected only the 3 columns, which is called as enrollment ID, city development index, and the training hours. Because since the data are numbers, okay, you can do statistics behind it. So what's the statistics you got? You got what is the total count of the rows, which was quite possible even for categorical data, provided you can't find out the mean of the data if it's a categorical value. You got the mean, you got the standard deviation, you got the minimum value, you got the maximum value, and you got the 50th percentile, you got 25th percentile, you got 75th percentile. This was possible only when the data is continuous. It is not possible for the categorical data. Are you with me? Am I clear? Only because your data was continuous data, since it was a numbers, you can find out the statistics. You can find out the mean, you can find out the maximum, you can find out the count, 25 percentile, 70 percentile. Don't worry, what is 75 percentile and all now? Okay, I'll be telling you. Okay, you just don't think that I'm skipping the concept. Okay, it's not the time for me to explain what is 25 percentile, 75 percentile, and all. But just keep in mind that when I give some function called as describe, automatically you'll be getting the statistical information about your continuous data, which is enrollment ID, city development index, and the training hours, right? Okay, so in the 3 columns, you're getting something like count, the mean, the standard deviation, the maximum, and all these things. But you are not considered with this experience, okay, the company size, the company type. No, you're not getting all those columns here because these columns are categorical data. For the categorical data, you can't do the statistics. You can't do the numerical, computations. Jeevan, hope I answered your question now.
Yeah. So basically, those remain constant. You mean to say, or is it?
It's not that it remains constant. Character. Okay, those are the string kind of data. Let me say something like age. Age is a continuous 22, 23, 24, 25. But when I say something like grade will be A, B, C, D.
Right. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So similarly, when I say something with respect to city, Bangalore, Mysore, and all those things, this is string kind of data. Those
but
are
grade, once again, we can have a statistics for grade, right? Like how many people got A grade or how many.
That is not a statistics. It's a count what you're telling about.
Okay.
You're telling about, A grade how many, to B grade how many, C grade how many, C grade how many. That's not a statistics. Okay. So you're just telling what is the count of A grade, count of B grade. But can I say something like a mean value of A grade, median value of A? No. Correct, right? Okay, so the statistics can't be done for the categorical data. But now, as you told, okay, when I do something like df dot value underscore counts, value underscore counts, such so, yes, value counts not a function. Okay, right. So df dot value underscore counts. Okay, when I do something like value underscore counts, okay, it will be giving us some information about the categorical data. Right. So when I say categorical data, for the categorical data, you need some information. You'll be using something called as value underscore counts. Okay. What is value underscore counts? It will tell us that, okay, CT 41, how many values are there? Okay. Then with enrollment ID, what are the values? If you want to know the count, if you want to know the count of the data, then you'll be using something called as value count. That is, there are something like 5 apples. Okay. If you have something like 10 apples, something like that. So if you want information about it, then you want to go for categorical, value underscore counts. Continuous data, there is a statistics. For the categorical data, there is no statistics. You want to know the count of the data, only thing is you can use something called value underscore counts. That's it. Okay, when you go to value underscore counts, it will tell you, okay, what are the male, how many we have, because this data is very clumsy. Okay, I just can't show you with this. If you want, I can just take the previous data. Let me take the example what I've created here. Okay, let me say name, age, and occupation. Okay, I'll just take the data frame name. The data frame name is df, not df. What is it? It is also df.
Vinay, can I just see once the result that you just executed with value underscore counts?
I'll show you.
That no, the old data, Vinay.
I'll show you. Come to that. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is also giving value underscore counts, but will not only give categorical data, it is also giving continuous data, right?
Sure. Okay, see, when you say value underscore counts, okay, it is giving the information about the category. It is no statistics which is going around it. It is just giving you the counts.
Okay? Yeah. There is no statistical calculating mean and everything, but it will give it will give count for both data, categorical and continuous, right?
Correct. That's it. Makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Now I'll just do something like df1 dot value underscore counts. See, Okay, it says, okay, so how the value is being distributed. It says name, age, occupation. Okay, Amman 24 data analyst, there's one value. Okay, Kushal 25 doctors is one value. It just gives you the value. It just gives you the count. That's it. Okay, if you want to know, for example, let me say I want to know like a df1 of city. Now we'll get a better clarity. Df of city dot value underscore counts. I think this is the one. Yes, beautiful. Can you see this now? Can you see this now? Okay, it's telling us CD21, CD103, how many values are there? CD23, how many values are there? Am I clear? Okay, since CT was a categorical value, we want to know the counts. Okay, let me give something like gender, because gender makes sense. Okay, let me go with gender. I say df of gender dot value counts. Simple. Can you see this? Gender was a categorical column, right? So I just use it. Am I clear now? Is it making sense?
Yeah.
Yes,
Pooja, making sense?
Vinay, I got an error on my side. I gave df name dot value counts.
I think you're not going to single quotes.
Oh.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, please give single quotes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So okay. So df dot shape. Let me say df dot shape. So shape, yes, not a function. Yes, df dot shape. It's something like 2200 and 2129 rows, 13 columns. Great. Okay, df dot shape. Df dot size. What is this df dot size? All these things are very simple. What we saw in NumPy, but 27677 totally is 27677 mean to say I just multiply 2129 into 13, 27677. These are simple commands. Okay, we don't use this much, but the powerful command is value counts, which is very important for your statistics. Describe, yes, very important. Okay, then info, very very important. Okay, head command, tail command. Okay, all these are important functions. I want you to please keep on getting. Okay, we'll be going to it now. Later, what I do is I'll take the same file. Okay, the same file which we have something like df1. Okay, this df. Okay, I'll just run this. Okay, I'll take something like df. Okay, by the no, by at least by tomorrow we'll be understanding. I say something like I want to know, okay, how many males, okay, are enrolled for full-time course. This would be my question. You will be able to do this by tomorrow. Take on 100%. Okay, it's like I'll be asking like how many, in the city 41, okay, how many full-time course people are there? In city 41, how many graduates are there? This would be the kind of questions. Hope you are getting it. That would be called as data analysis. The first step of data analysis, where given the data set to you, this can be done using your SQL also. It can be done using SQL also, but a lot of statistical inferences can be given using this, Python pandas. Okay, you can tell about okay, how many missing values are there. Okay, how many outliers are there. Okay, so which data is not up to the mark, which data is left skewed, which data is right skewed. All these can be done using Python, but this data extraction can be done using statistics. I mean, you can be done using SQL also, with a question like okay, how many graduates are there in the city 41? This can be done using SQL, provided if you need visualization, right? I want some bar graph, I want some histograms, I want scatter plot. Okay, all these things can be done, okay, using Python. Okay, then that would be the step of EDA, which is once given a data set to you, you must be able to tell completely about the data. Before going to machine learning, I told you the first part is understanding about the data. To understand the data, you need to do all these things. We are just trying to see few functions. Okay, we are trying to see few functions which are important. Next line to the next level. Okay, what we see is next level. What we say is we'll try to really understand. Okay, so what is happening in terms of how to play around with the data. So how to see if there are missing values in your data. So how to see okay, which data is skewed. Okay, and how to see which data is normalized. Okay, so what kind of distribution curve to see. I mean, that is all about the EDA, which is called as exploratory data analysis. To go to that extent, your pandas is must. Okay, it's like learning ABCD. Okay, learning ABCD to do all those things, right? So this was a simple example. I'll just show you something like df.values. df.values is nothing but it will show you all the values which is present inside the data. That's it. It will just go you in a list for array format. Simple. It's not of much use. Don't worry. Okay. It doesn't mean to say that whenever I execute some function, you must keep on learning. Oh, what is the use case of this? Okay. This there in Pandas, I'm telling you, which is really required and where I'll be using in industry. When where I see people use in industry, that I'll be stressing more. Okay. Because it doesn't mean to say whatever the command is there, everything we can learn. No. Okay, df.endIm, it says yes, it's a two-dimensional data, of course, yes. Okay, then I do something like index. Okay, what is this index? I do df.index. Let me see what we get. Okay, start, stop, step. Okay, it says 0, 2129 step. Okay, this is the index of my data. It says like 2129. Okay, and step is every time it's going with 1. Index mean to say that what is the range, or the range of values which is present. Okay, so we have something called a sort index and sort values. Okay, we'll see to it. Don't worry about it as of now. We'll come to the sort index and sort values. Before that, if I given this data which is df, okay, this data df, we got to know different functions like what is describe function, and we got to know about info function. We got to know about which is categorical data, which is continuous data. Good. Now my question would be, I want something with respect to, I want first row and the second row. Can anyone please help me how to get that values, first row and the second row? Anyone please? So I have this df. Okay, so I'll just say I have this df.
Sir, okay. Df header.
Okay, I just something like a df.head.
Head,
okay.
Yes.
Yes, so it will give me first 5 rows, but I told I need only first 2 rows.
You can mention 2 in that.
Beautiful. Mention 2 in that. df.head of 2. We'll be getting first 2 rows. Now I want row number 6 and row number 7.
2. Huh? 6. Sorry, I didn't get you.
I want row number 6 and row number 7.
So 6:7.
6,7.
6:7.
6:7.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. So for that, I think you need to go for tail.
What?
I think
tail. No,
df.
Yeah.
df open square bracket 6:7.
Good. Not head is required. Very good. So he says open the bracket, then give 6:7 like this, right? Beautiful. You're getting only 6th row because you told start from 6, end at 6. Correct.
End at 7. Yes. Sir.
Okay. So I want okay 6 to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6:10. Beautiful.
Sir, 11 you need to enter.
Yeah. So 10 also is equal, then 11. Okay, good. Now I require row number 6, row number 6 to 10, only column number 1, 2, and 3, not 0 column. I want column number 1, which is city, column number 2, which is city development index, column number 3, which is gender. I don't require all the columns. Yes, anyone?
Count value.
Count value? No. Okay, I'll give a hint. Okay, so we have something like comma.
Sorry,
here when I put comma, whatever comes before comma is for the rows, whatever comes after comma is for columns. So you told me that you require something with respect to row number 6 to row number 10, right? So give 11. Then you want column number 1, 2, 3, right? So give 1:4. Okay, so what you got here? It says slice on is an invalid key. Oh, then how to extract the column? Okay, so given that 6:11, 6:11, you got something like this. Okay, you got it is all the rows. Okay, I want something like I want enrollment ID, city development. Okay, let's leave enrollment ID. I want city development index, and the gender. How to get this? I want the columns. One option is when I put a comma here, it is for the rows. And yes. No, there's no equals to.
Like axis equal to 1 if we do.
No.
Can we use column command here? Comma, column, and then.
Okay, so giving column, comma, no, that's not possible. Okay, I mean, I'm telling you because you'll be getting this. I'll be showing one thing. Okay, powerful method. df.iloc. Okay, then give something like 6:11, comma 1:2. Beautiful. there is one function called as ILOC, which is called as integer location. Okay, index base or index base location. Okay, integer location I can call that as. When you want to extract the row number and the column number, I'll give some specific row, specific column for that matter. It has to be. It doesn't mean to say it's a continuous value. Also, start using ILOC and LOC. Okay, let me say that I require row number 6, row number 10, and row number 11. Okay, so give 6 is to 10 is to 11. Okay, then give 1. Okay, then give comma 5, then comma 6. See, this is how we extract the data. df.iloc 6 10 11, df.iloc 1 comma 5 comma 6. Is that clear? What we say is whatever comes before row, before comma is for the rows, whatever comes after comma is for the columns. Okay, so what to use? We have to
can
use.
We also sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's good.
So can we also execute that 6 is to 11 comma 1 is to 2?
Yeah, that's also quite possible. No worries. If we have a series of numbers, then that works fine, right? So I say 6 is to 12, and I have a series. In that case also, you can directly give 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and that if that is the case, then no worries. So 1 is to 3. Okay, I just run this. This is fine. No worries. If the continuous values, you can give this to. But if you're not sure about the continuous values, then you have to go for the specific columns or specific rows, right?
Yeah. So Vinay, the reason that I asked is I was trying to understand when we say for rows 6 is to 12, we will get rows 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, not the 12th. But when we say column 1 is to 3, we will get 3 columns, 1, 2, 3.
No. This is called as an index. Okay, don't get confused with this. The 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is called as an index. It's not the column name. Fine.
No, not the column name. What I'm saying is for the row definition, it will stop at 11. But for column, it will give 3 columns.
No, right? How come 3 columns? It is 1 and 2, right?
I think what she is telling is the index. Index starts from 0 for the row, and for column it starts from 1. I think that is what,
but no, for Iskya, I understand. But she says like, no, Pooja, like I given 1 is to 3.
Oh, so I got it, Vanessa. It again stops at 2 only. Right. So okay. So 2 columns and yeah, got it. Okay. That's why I wanted to see that is 2 function. Fine. So thanks, Vinay.
Okay. So here we have ILOC, and I'm selecting the particular row and the particular column. See, we'll be doing lot of data extractions. Okay, in especially machine learning, somewhere in the middle we work on the data, we say somewhere, yes, you have to continue with this, and you say I want to know something like a product number 130, I want to know what's the profit it is making. Product number 180, what's the sales which has happened. Okay, team number 1, how many number of hours they are working. Okay, something like this. So all these kind of data extraction is really required for data analyst, especially people who are from the commerce background, people who are from management background. Take it as a granted, it is very, very important for you, because okay, you will be working a lot on reports. You're working a lot on reports. When you work on a lot on reports, the only thing what you play around with is your pandas. It's your visualization packages, right? It's on visualization packages, and it is pandas. Okay, so I want you to understand. Okay, just hold on, just give me a moment. Okay, so here we have df.iloc, and we got 60 to 12 and 1 is to 3, right? It is quite possible, provided you want to understand. Okay, how to extract with respect to row names and the column names. Can you give a guess, anyone? Can anyone please give a guess how to extract with respect to row name and the column name? Anyone?
Sir, df columns.
Just df column. Df column. You think? I mean, extracted here with respect to ILOC where I say 6:12 and 1:3. Okay, I got row number 6:12 and column number 1:3. Correct, makes sense. But I say I want enrollment ID, I want city, and I want gender. I'm not speaking with respect to column names. I'm not with respect to column numbers. I'm speaking with respect to column names. Yes, it is nothing but LOC. If you are speaking with respect to column names, you have to use LOC. If you're using with respect to column, numbers, okay, then it is ILOC. Okay, in this case, I say df.loc. Okay, then I say comma. Okay, here I want something like what let me say a few columns city. Okay, let me say city. Now I say which columns did you require. It will ask me which rows you require. I say I require all the rows. All the rows, give is 2. Require all the rows, give is 2. Which column? The city column. Good. Correct. So if you are supposed to get the data with respect to the column names or the row names, you can ask me, Vinay, there's no row names here, no? It is something like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? These are indexes. These indexes are the rows. You mean to say that the city can be set as an index? Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Okay. But usually, logically speaking, if you are experienced, what will be the index? The unique column, the unique key will be set as an index. Okay. The unique key will be set as an index. Okay, that you must understand. Okay, so given any kind of questions, first thing is given the unique key, then you must set that as an index, but in this case it is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so those are the index columns. Okay, that you must understand. Okay, but when I give df.loc is 2, this 2 mean to say that, okay, I require all the rows. So what are the columns you require? I require the city column, so I'm mentioning that in single quotes and I'm using LOC. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When I ran this and it gave me an error. Location is to comma name.
Please see to it whether you're giving the single quotes.
Yes, I gave. It's pointing the error is to the is to. It's saying invalid syntax.
Just see to the screen and try to do. Just a moment.
Oh, I don't know. 1 second. I'll take a look at it later. I don't know. It's not working.
Okay, fine. So I mean, the thing is there may be a very small mistake. I think people can see everyone. Anyways, so this is with respect to df.loc of HTOCT. So similarly, you can see that I want to select the particular column. Okay, particular column in terms of let me say I want to select only the gender. Okay, I just want to select the gender. Okay, the gender column. So I told you that, okay, if you want only the specific column, give the column names. If you want multiple columns, give a comma and give a city, the gender in the list. I want you to understand again, it's a list. The city, the gender, and all this in the list. Okay, so is to mean to say it's for everything. I say I require row number 1 to row number 10, and I require the city and the gender. So it is like this. Okay, row number 10. And you say, no, I don't require all 1 to 10. I require only row number 1, row number 3, row number 5. Okay, then give row number 1, row number 0, row number 5, and give city number 0. That's it. Great, makes sense. So now I say I require all the columns and only particular row. Okay, particular row you require. Which row you require? I'm asking you, is that you're telling me the row number or the row name? I say I'm telling you the row number. Now you people must tell me, if you're using the row number, which command will you use? Row number. I'm telling you it's row number, not row name.
ILOC.
Fantastic. It is ILOC. So ILOC, then I say row number. Which row number? I say it's 3. You got all the details of the third row. Okay, fine. Then one important thing is you must ask me the question, okay, Vinay, you mean to say that a row can also be having the name? Yes, of course, row will be having the name. In this case, if you can take down, okay, so which can be selected as an index? Anyone? In my data, which can be selected as an index?
Enrollee ID.
Fantastic. It's enrollment ID. Enrollment ID can be selected as index. If you ask me why enrollment ID is an index, because there is a unique column. So whichever is the unique column, that must be set as an index, right? Yes, true. Okay, so I have to set the particular column as an index. If you ask me now, do you mean to say there is no index presently? No, there's no index. You can just see. When I say df.head, when this is something like df.head, you can just see to it here. It is 0, 1, and 2. It is something like 0, 1, and 2. And in this case, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. In this case, there's no index. There's no index, right? So can I set an index? Yes, there's some function. And I'm telling you, I'm going very slow because I want you people to understand in depth. Okay, no, because we'll be using this a lot of times. Okay, so I do df.set underscore index. Okay, I want to know what this function will do. So the give signature, what index will do? It will say, it will select the particular column as an index. Okay, it will select the particular column as an index. So it will ask you, okay boss, which column you want to select as an index? I want to set which column? It is enrollment ID as my index column. Okay, you want to select enrollment ID as an index, right? I'll say enroll EE underscore ID. Okay, then please make sure, this is very important, most of the people make some mistake here. Give in place is equal to true. Give in place is equal to true. What is this in place is equal to true? Mean to say that if the index is having the value, mean enrollment ID is having the value, only set that particular row as an index. If the enrollment ID is only missing value, how can you set the index, boss? Correct, right? If the enrollment ID is having some value, I say that only here. I say in place is equal to true, mean to say that if enrollment ID is having some value, then only you set that as an index column. Okay, if not, do not set anything as an index column. That's it. So when I do this df of set index of so and so, okay, now I'll do df. Now I'll just do df. Got it? See, enrollment ID got set as an index. Beautiful. Correct, right? Are you with me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
so
you.
Vinay, I have a question. I'm following this, but setting index in data where we have 5, 6 rows is easy. But then is there any are there any steps to even identify the index when we have huge data set
I mean, I didn't get you the question. So first of all, why are we setting indexes? Usually whenever we extracting the data, okay, I can't just say like, I require row number 1, row number 3, row number 5. No, doesn't make sense. Rather than I can say, I require the details about enrollment ID 32403, enrollment ID 9858, enrollment ID 31806. That is the reason we set an index. Got it, Pooja?
So we have to make sure that there is a unique column.
Exactly. Okay, that makes sense. So randomly, basically when we work, or our manager says that I require the data with respect to product number 1, product number 2, product number 3. That makes sense. Rather, but he says I require row number 1, row number 2, row number 3 data. Doesn't make sense. Since the product ID is a unique column, I set that as an index. Then what I do is I'll start extracting the data and I'll do some analytics out of the data what I extracted. So whenever we work on the data, the unique ID will be set as an index column so that the data extraction will become easy. Analytics will be easy for us.
So Vinay, my question is, then it's an assumption that we should know what is our index column, because we are not doing any analysis here to find what should, because in 6 rows of data, I can find index easily. My question was, if we have 1 gigabyte of a file, how do I know what's my index? So the assumption is we should know our index already. We are not doing anything.
No. Yes, makes sense. Okay, so we have to be knowing our index column.
It's not necessary. Is it not necessary that like all the values in that particular column should be unique? Like everything should be. It is not necessary, right? If we know the suppose like product value, like it can repeat in many rows.
Yeah. So I mean to say, if the product ID is repeating, okay, then usually we don't set that as an index column. If in case, okay, this question has multiple answers. For example, we have product 4, product 4, product 4. And if you set product ID as an index column, when you try to extract the data with respect to product 4, all the three rows will come into picture. Okay, and it's not something like how we do in SQL as a primary key. Please don't get confused with that.
Okay. One more doubt I'm having.
Yeah. Okay, so it is not like SQL primary key.
Sir, in index column, if the number is not there, in case of number, if its date is there, then?
Yeah, that's of course fine, no issues. That's possible.
Means
First of all, you can extract the data with respect to some particular date range, and you have a date range. Okay, using NumPy, you can just split the date into the particular year or a particular month. Then you can put as an index. Or if you want, index can also be set as a day. I mean, date only can be set as an index. That's okay.
okay.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, if we want only particular row?
Particular row in terms of?
Like we did like particular column. Like if we want only gender column, we like do that syntax like after the comma. It is displaying only column. But if we want only particular one row,
I mean, I told you, no? I know. Just like I row in terms of you're given a command here. Which row I want, you can just give the row number. Okay, df.iloc of 3. Simple. Third row. Got it. Was this your question,
okay.
Bhuvana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Fine. Wait. One thing, why did we set as an index? If you ask me why did we set as an index, okay, the answer behind that is, while selecting the particular rows, okay, I must be sure that which row I require. Okay, now I can give something like df.loc, then I'll give a row number and the column, and row name and the column name. Row name in terms of the 32403, that becomes my row name. That's it. We will see this, don't worry. Okay, so this, like, these are the very basic things what exactly I wanted to tell with respect to Pandas. Okay, the most powerful functions and such things, and I don't want to really push very fast with respect to Pandas, okay, because it's very important. And we'll be continuing the same session even tomorrow. Okay, we have a lot more things to do, where tomorrow I'll be telling you how to merge two files, okay, and how to concat two files. Then I'll also be telling you to group by. Okay, I told you that how many graduates are there. Okay, in how many, in which city how many graduates are there, which city how many high schools are there, or how many graduates are there with respect to male, how many high school, how many graduates are there with respect to female. All these kind of questions will be solving it tomorrow. So this file will be uploaded in your panel, okay, as soon as this class. Okay, please see to it and practice it. And tomorrow sharp 7:15 we'll be continuing with this. Okay, come fresh. Okay, have a notes. Just revise in today's session so that we'll be continuing tomorrow. Will that be okay, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, please just keep your mind, okay, before sleeping today. Okay, just revise this Pandas. Okay, try to understand what is Pandas. Okay, I'll be sending you the file. Just download it and analyze it once. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Vinay.
Thank
Night.
you. Bye. So in the previous class, we understood what are the different data structures present in Pandas. We imported the Pandas library. Okay, then we created a simple series. We got to know series and all is not so important because the same can be done using an NumPy array. Okay, then we created a simple data frame, and to create a data frame, we had a dictionary. Okay, using dictionary, we created a data frame. But logically speaking, we never create a data frame like this, no? Why? Because industry, no one will say, I keep on telling you the data, you keep on creating it. Okay, keep on typing it and create. No one will do that. Rather, what we do is we'll be having a CSV file or an Excel file or a database, so that we'll connect a database, and after that, whenever we connect to database or a CSV file, the database would be read. After reading it, it would be in the data frame format. Correct. So whenever you read the CSV file or an Excel file or else XLSX file, okay, or you connect to SQL, when you get a connection and read those data, the output of that would be in a variable, and that variable will be of a data type called as data structure, data frame. Okay, that's what we understood. And we read the simple hrtest.csv file. And for assignment file, we have a beautiful example. I'll be giving an assignment. It will be very interesting for you people to solve. I'll come to that part. Okay, now we just saw we have something called head function. Okay, in head function, which is having, I am given an argument as 10, mean to say that we can access 10 rows. Okay, when we have something like info, okay, which will tell you about okay, so what is the information about your data. It might be which is categorical and which is continuous. Okay, so categorical represented as object, and continuous as int or float. Okay, then the describe command will give you the statistical information. The value counts will give you the information for the categorical data. Okay, and it just give you the counts of the data. Then we saw the shape command, which will just shape the size, will tell you the total size of the data. Okay, then we started extracting the particular rows and the particular columns. Let me say, like, I want to know from row number 6 to row number 11. You can just give DF of 6:11. Provided I told you that whenever you want to extract the data, better use LOC and ILOC. If you are very sure about the row number and the column number, go with ILOC. If you're not sure with the row number and the column number, you have to go for column names or the row names. Then it is LOC. But speaking it in general or to the industry perspective, using LOC is the best because we speak about the row number. I mean row name and the column name, not with the row number and the column number. So ILOC works with the row number and the column number, where whatever comes before comma is for the rows, whatever comes after comma is for the columns. Similarly, we work with the LOC also, where LOC are given 135, city and the gender. But 135 is not a row number, it's a index, right? Yes, you're not set any index, that's the reason it is showing like this. Okay, but if you set an index, if you set particular column as an index, then what happens? You can use that as your selecting the row. That is what we have went in the last class. So we'll be continuing from there. So here what we do is we have set the index. For few people you are getting an error, mean to say that df.setIndex, after that it gives an error because you would have executed the set index twice. Already index has been set. How can you set it once again? So that would be an error. Don't do that mistake. Okay, execute the set index command only once. It's not like for this case C, I'll just do df, I'll execute twice. No worries. It will execute twice also. But for the set index, that's not the case. Once the index is already been set, if you try to set the index once again, it becomes a problem. So better execute the set index command only once. Most of the people have did this mistake. You contacted me personally. I told the same answer. Okay. So here we have df. Okay. So and I know I want to extract the data with respect to this 32403 and 9858. Okay. I want the details of this person 32403 and 9858. Let me check it. So I want information of 32403 and 9858, and I require the city and the gender. I want city is education level, gender of employee 32403 and 9858. Okay, so how to get it? I'll just copy the number 32403 and 9858, and what I require is the gender. I require is gender, then I require is education level, education underscore level. Can anyone please help me to extract this data? So they're telling education underscore level, yes, and gender. Can anyone tell me how to extract this data?
Using LOC.
LOC, correct. So df.loc.
Sir, it's LOC.
Yeah, df.loc. Then I'm very specific about the row number.
32403 comma.
Yes, 32403 comma
9858.
9858. Beauty. Then comma.
Yes.
Here
Comma.
for the single quotes.
Gender.
It's in single quote.
Gender. Correct.
Gender.
Gender.
Comma education level.
Education level.
Yes, sir.
Education level must be in the single quotes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Run this. Now it's an error. It says gender is not defined. Let me check if gender is not defined. Gender is there. It says gender not defined. What might be the reason? Anyone? It says gender not defined.
Sir, there is space between like you are
Space,
on
sir,
single
gender
quote.
and
I mean,
single.
yeah, I removed that. Then also I got an error. Previous case, see. It says gender is not defined. In this case, what to do? Let me check the columns.
Get the column names.
Correct. I'll get the column names. I'll see for gender. Gender is very straightforward. It says G and D, yeah. So I'll put the same G and D E R. The same. Okay, let me take only the education level. So see to it whether that is the problem. The syntax is a problem. Yes, it says education level. Oh, sorry. This we are not removed. Okay, now it will be fine. Gender. Beautiful. Okay, so df.loc gender of education level. This is how we get the particular data. Correct? Am I clear with this? So now we must not face any problems extracting any point of the data. Okay, if I tell particular row in the particular, and we have not yet been to the conditional statements where I say that I want the gender of the particular city. I mean, I can also ask question like I want all the people whose education level is graduate. Okay, this is not. I mean, we are not yet been to that extent. We'll be doing it now. Okay, but this is a very generic question because I specify the particular row and the particular column. We must be able to extract. Okay, is that clear for everyone? If it's okay, then we go for the next topic. Okay, if you have any questions for anyone, if you have practiced yesterday or something, please let me know so that I can take some time to revise it. Any questions for anyone?
Vinay, I have a question on the set index.
Okay.
Can we go back and change it?
Set
like
index.
Once it is set,
yeah.
Can that be changed?
No, that's the thing what I told you, because when the set index has been set, no, you can't set it. Okay, we have to do. Okay, I mean we have to set it back to the default index. If you want, I'll be sending you the command. Okay, we must set to the default index. Again, we can set to the index. Okay, if the setting this has already been done, okay, so the enrollment ID has been set as an index. Again, if you want to remove that enroll ID as an index, okay, and you don't want this enrollment ID as the index, so what you can do is you can set it to default index. I'll just send you the command if you want. Okay, it's a default index. So what you do is you will do as df.default index. When you say default index, again it will become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can reset the index.
Okay. Yeah, can you please share that command here?
I'll send you. Okay, because I just want to see with the recent version of Pandas. I'll send you. Don't worry. Please remind me. I'll send you that command. Okay.
So one more thing I want to ask you.
Yeah, good.
If the gender it's male, if I want to make it female.
That's quite possible. That's quite good. It's just like an update, no? That we will do, don't we?
Yes, sir.
We'll do that. Okay. So I mean, there's all an update. Okay, and we can do that. That's not possible. Okay, I mean, it's quite possible. I'll tell you how to do. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions for anyone? Please let me know. Okay, because what we do now is, I mean, yes, it's a continuity of everything what we discussed till now. So if you have any questions or anything, I want you to let me know. Okay. So yeah, so I mean, so few sentence questions like how to update the particular value. Yes, we will do that. Okay, and how to reset the index. Okay, I told you we can just have a command like reset_index. Okay, so I just want to try one thing. So it says something like df dot reset. I think it's reset itself. I'll just check. Not sure. But yeah, reset index. Got it. Okay, Pooja, I hope you answered your question.
Yeah. Thank you.
And yeah, so Yusuf asked me that to update some particular value. Okay, we will do that. Okay, don't worry, we can do that. I'll tell you how to update it. That's our next topic. We can do it. Okay. Good. Okay, so if you don't have any questions with this, I want to take the next concept. Okay, which is now condition-based searching. Okay, condition-based searching mean to say that you actually work on the particular condition. Okay, say that I'd given a data set. Okay, keeping the data set, I will give some condition like I want to know only the genders, right? And I say that I want only the values with respect to particular city. So all these are called as conditional statements. Okay, so we will be working on the conditional statements. The conditional statements in terms of we can use binary operator like and, or. Okay, we can use all these things. Okay, you can use all these things, and yes, we can work on it. So first thing what I wanted to consider now is, let me go for this particular data where condition based searching. I directly go there. Okay, I have something like Boolean search. So we are done with this. Selecting the particular row, select a particular column. I don't want to do this. Selecting random rows, random column. Done. Okay, so using Boolean values, I'll tell you. Okay, now I'll go for the conditional based searching. Okay, what is conditional based searching is? Let me say that I want all the columns. Okay, where all the rows where the gender is male, or all the rows where education level is graduate. Let me say education level is equal to graduate. That makes sense, right? So what I do is I want to extract the condition. The condition what they're given to me is they say that education level has to be graduate. I require only those data. Okay, first I want to know. Okay, I want to extract. I'm sure about the education level. They're telling about education level. So I must understand to extract anything with respect to the column name, because they're telling that education level. So it is LOC, right? So df.loc. Okay, then they're asking us, okay, what you require in that? We require something like education level must be equal to graduate, right? They're telling education level has to be graduate. If education level has to be graduate, we need to select that particular column which is education level. Then we must start. Anyone can help me trying with this before me execute? Anyone want to try? Okay.
Sorry, what's the question, Vinay?
Yeah, expression, a simple expression. Okay, so yes,
Sir,
I'll do one
to?
thing. Yeah, I'll do one thing. First, what I'll do is I'll try to execute a few first time, so later I can ask this question. So let me say df dot. Okay, the syntax. I'll just show you the syntax how it has to be. Df dot loc. Then I say df dot education underscore level. Okay, df dot education underscore level equal to graduate. Is that the caps? Let me check. Yeah, it's a caps.
It's caps, sir.
Yes, caps. That is graduate. Let me run this. Got it. So now we are getting all the data which is only with respect to graduate. So what is the syntax over here? LOC mean to say that yes, because I'm very sure about the column name, I'm being LOC. So the syntax is, it says a df dot education level. I mean, in the data frame, I have something like education level. So the syntax is df dot education level. This you have to keep in mind. Okay, df dot education level equal to graduate. So what happens here is the filter will first go to education level and it filters only graduate. Then it locates only the indexes. What this will return is, this will return the index where the education levels are graduate. Okay, it will return the index where education levels are graduate. Then it locates that particular index. It's simple as that. One more important thing to remember here is it has to be in the bracket because it's a condition, right? It's a condition, so it has to be inside the bracket. Okay, inside the bracket like this. Am I clear?
Yes.
Am I clear? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So let me take one more example so that we'll have a better clarity. Let me take with city. Okay, I want to take city 41. Okay, I want to take city 41. So what I do is I'll just say head as of now.
Sir, Rod City, enroll full-time part-time.
What?
Might be best.
Full-time course, enrolled university you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I do that. So df dot loc. Then we say something like df dot enrolled university, enrolled underscore university, right? Okay, just enrolled underscore university. So it will be like enrolled underscore university. Okay, then okay, so what is the university you are required for? Full-time course. Okay, let me take full-time course. Yes. Okay, now the thing is, we got to know, but please remember the syntax. The syntax, I mean, it's not so difficult. Again, it's not so tricky. Okay, it's very, very simple. So LOC locating and in the bracket, enrolled university full-time course. And if you say I don't require all the columns, I require some particular columns. Okay, then you can put here as comma. Okay, which column you require? Okay, I require only the gender, or let me say, or who like enrolled in the university and the relevant experience what they have. Okay, so I can give something like I require only relevant experience. So we can give relevant underscore experience. System column. It has to be in single quotes. Just a moment. Relevant experience in the column. Okay. Can anyone make a guess what would be the problem there? Just a moment. So DV for full-time university, relevant experience. That makes sense. Relevant experience will just copy. Okay, first let's give is 2 so that let's see whether all the columns are coming. We'll go step by step. That's okay. I'll just comma is 2. Yes, so comma is 2 mean to say it's getting all the columns. Fine, let's take one particular column. Let me say for city.
Spelling was
Making
wrong.
sense. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Okay, so I'll just take this. Yes, makes sense. Okay, relevant experience. So you want to know the relevant experience and the particular enrolled university. You can just give comma and say enrolled university. Yes. Okay. Fine. Am I clear? Is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you must be understanding now how to extract the data. We are doing data extraction. Okay, this is a very basic, especially for the people or freshers and entering the IT industry with respect to data science profile. These questions are, it's 100% there will be there, no escape. You'll be getting the questions on how to extract the data, how to do all those things. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain one? Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, Khan. I can hear you.
Can you explain one more time?
Yeah, we'll take one more function for you. Okay. Which function? Like,
yes,
let me say, I say df.loc and let me take. Yes, man.
Sir, relevant experience and enrolled university that last year, sir.
No. Here, what I'm doing is I'm trying to extract relevant experience column and I'm trying to extract enrolled university column. Okay, the two columns I'm trying to extract. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, so if I give something like is2, you'll get all the columns. If I'm not wrong, right? So if I give something like is2, you'll get all the columns. Okay, but if I say no, I require some particular column, it will ask me which column you require. I give this column. So it says like yes, relevant experience and enrolled university are the two columns what we are in need of. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hey, Vinay, I have a small question. Sorry, I was working on the small data frame that I built in the last class. So I forgot what was the command that we would use. How will the data sample file that you shared with us, right? I downloaded that within Anaconda. So how do I pull that data into Jupyter? What is the command to use to pull CSV?
It's read_CSV. pd.read_CSV.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Fine. So this is what we have got till now, and this is a condition-based searching. And let me say that I don't want only one condition. Let me say I have two conditions now, where I say that the enrolled university must be full-time post, okay, and I want only the male, or else I want two conditions. One is for the city 41, okay, I require the city 41 and the gender. I repeat, okay, I'm in need of two commands. One is I'm working with the city 41 and the gender. So let me say I'm doing something like df.head. Okay, so I have two commands here. Okay, so here we can see. Okay, so here we can see that I want two conditions. So df.loc. What are the two conditions you require? The first condition here is I want something like df.gender must be equal to male. That is one condition. Okay, so I require all the males. Okay, males of what? Okay, males of the city. I want the details of the males of the city. Which city? Okay, I say and which city you want? So I say df dot city equal to which city? It is 41. So city underscore 41.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Not visible. Are you sure?
No, sir, it's visible.
Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay. So here df.ct double equal to 41, and here what we do is we have two conditions. One is gender equal to male and city is equal to 41. So we are checking two conditions here, right? So after checking those conditions, and I can give like what columns you require. I require all the columns, comma is. Okay, this is with respect to and operator. So here what I'm getting is I'm getting with respect to city and with respect to gender. Okay, it matching both the gender and the city, where the gender is equal to male and the city is equal to 41, right? And if you want some specific columns can be given. This is with respect to the and operator. Okay, so how with respect to or? The or comes to the phase where, okay, either one condition must be matched, right? So this is the basic of programming. I'll just give head because I don't want all the rows. I'll just give something like head of 3. Let me say I just require 3 rows. Okay, so now I'll work with the or operator. How the or operator would work? Okay, the or operator would work something similar to and, but it says any one condition is true, then I will execute. I'll just change it and to or. Or is a pipe. Okay, it says any one condition gets true, it works. For example, I give something like df.ct equal to 41. Okay, or df dot gender is equal to male. Okay, if either one of the thing is fine, then I'll get the particular data. But in the previous case, both the conditions, the gender has to be male and the city has to be 41. Both has to be true. In the below case, either city must be 41 or the gender must be male. If any one of the satisfied, then I'll be giving the particular data. This is with respect to the OR function. Okay, am I making sense? Is that fine? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Vinay.
Yeah. So let me say with respect to the training hours. Okay, I want to know which university. Okay, I want. Let me see if there is a university name. There is no university name. Okay. Let me say with respect to city. Okay, I take which city. In which city the number of training hours is greater than 150. That is my question now. My question is, in which city the number of training hours is greater than 150. I'll just take the question. I'll just insert a new row. And my question is very simple. Which city is giving training for greater than 50 hours or 150 hours? Can anyone help me to finding this answer? Which city is giving the training for greater than 150 hours? We have city column.
DF LOC.
Good. DF dot
LOC.
Okay.
Bracket. DF city dot city.
In the brackets, right? First thing is one bracket and one more bracket. DF dot city.
Yes. Cities. Next training hours, right?
Is it city? You know, because check the condition. My condition is I'm not filtering with respect to city. I'm not filtering with respect to the training hours.
Which city is given?
Training hours
greater than, like, sir. DF dot city greater than.
No. City how can be greater than? It's not a numerical operator. So it has to be DF dot training hours.
Training hours greater than?
Greater than 150.
Then?
Get only city.
Yeah, just go to get only city.
City. Single coded.
That's it. So there are nearly 191 cities, okay, which is giving the training hours greater than 150. So I want to know.
But my question here is, Vinay, like you have city, right? You can have duplicates as well. How to get only distinct cities?
You mean to say that no, here what happens here is, so when I say 103, so and so, okay, here it is giving you the details with respect to the unique city itself. Okay, so you want to say that because it's if you have multiple cities. Okay, I'll just have one more command. Let me say I have unique. I wanted to take it later, but I try to club it here. Okay, can you see this? I clear the question?
Sir, can you repeat it again?
No, my question asked by Shrikant was, he says that I want to know only the unique cities. Okay, so when I do this, he says he says I am getting all the cities. For example, if they say city number 102, 103, city number 103 is having number of training hours 150. There is one more university, okay, in city number 103. It is also training for 151 cities. Okay, so what happens in my case here is city 103 and somewhere here also city 103 will be there. Correct, right? So here we are getting 191 rows. Am I clear? Right. So what he asked was, okay, I want to get the unique cities. So I don't want the cities to be repeated. So I do something like dot unique. So when it is dot unique, we'll be getting the unique cities. Right. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yes. Shrikant, I cleared your question. Yes.
Yes, Vinay.
Thank you. So this is the different way of extracting. See, this we are playing around with the slicing and the dicing of the data. Okay, this is the most important. And the next topic, what we take, that is a beautiful topic where we work on the aggregate functions. Okay, which is grouped by, and we try to merge. Okay, if this is fine, I'll go for the next one, which is something like customers in city. Okay, here what I did was I had selected some particular cities. Okay, I say I require city 103, city 41, city 21. Okay, then I say something like whichever customer is there in this above city. This is the list. I will repeat. This is a list. This is something called as is in operator. This is the list. Customer in city is a list. Okay, I'm just taking df.loc where df.ct in the customer.ct, that is in the customer in city. What is customer in city? It is a list. So here I'll be getting the details only, which is city 103, city 41, city 21. Just run this. Yes.
Sorry, Vinay. I just have one question on the above one. Why the output came as an array when we put the unique function?
Unique function by default returns an array data type. Okay.
Okay.
Unique function when called returns an array data type itself. It's a single dimension array.
The data type still says object for both.
Data
right?
type is object, mean to say the data structure. Okay, data structure is an array. The type of the data is object.
Okay, so unique would always return array
Yes,
as a
array,
data structure.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Fine. So here in this case, we have selected customers in city 103, 141, something like this. Okay. So yes, so isn will help you. Isn is a function which helps you to get only the customers whose city is in 103, 41, and 21. There's one more way of extracting the data, which is isn customers. Isn is a function which is doing it. Okay. Similarly, you can select something like training hours or something, and you can mention all the training hours 120, 130, 40, something like that. Then you can say df.loc, df of city is in the training hours, whatever it is. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. Okay. So that isn is a function where you can select the particular data and you can filter. It's it's a simple function again, but I just don't want to skip this, so I covered it. Okay, I'll be sending you this file so that you can revise. Okay, and next function what I wanted to teach you that is very important, which is called as merge. Okay, this is very important. Okay, we have something called as merge. Okay, I'll try to explain you what is this merge. Okay, see what happens usually when you are working in the data set is like, in the real-time data, we don't get the data in one table. Okay, if what you mean by table in terms of all the information, let me say that you are working on a school database. Working on a school database, you'll be having something like student information is one data, and teachers information is one more data, and the fees information is one more data, university information is one more data, and you want to do analytics out of it. What you do is there are different tables. You will try to club or you try to merge all the tables and you put it in one data frame. Then you start working in that particular data frame. That is how it happens in analytics. That is how it happens in analytics. It's not that there are multiple tables and I keep on working on different tables. No, that is in SQL. If you're working in SQL or something, we'll be working in different table. But what happens in data analytics or data sciences, okay, we take multiple tables and we try to merge. We try to merge the table into one single data frame and we start working on it. That's very important. Okay, so if you have multiple data frames, right, if you have multiple data tables, okay, how to combine it and make it one table? It is using the merge function. So how to do it? Okay, so but one important thing is if you have multiple tables, and how to merge it? Okay, the thing is there must be a common column. There must be a common column between each and every table, so that keeping that common column I can merge. Okay, so what is that common column? Common column mean to say, for example, I am merging something like students details and student mark details. I want to club student details and student mark details. There has to be unique column. Okay, that keeping that unique column we try to merge. Okay, so how that happens is a basic simple SQL. Okay, where learning SQL is not our intention here, but I always want you people to just have a knowledge of SQL. Okay, which is structured query language. You can just take it. If anyone is there, you can just if people don't have experience with SQL, just take down it as you need to glance something with SQL. Okay, it is SQL. Okay, that is very important to know SQL, right? So but SQL in the detail knowledge is not required for this, but what minimum knowledge is required, that I'll be telling you, don't worry. And as I told you that there will be having one session where we correct the basics, very basics of SQL. Okay, SQL is again, it's a big ocean, right? So we can become beautiful SQL developers, and that's all a high paid job, but we are not concerned to learn SQL in depth. Okay, but just for your information, we'll be doing the basics of SQL because there are people who are from different domains. That's the reason we'll be covering SQL, okay, for 1 hour of time. Okay, that is there. But apart from this SQL, right, so what you want to do is you can just if you want to understand how to read the data and how to merge the data, that part I'll be telling you now. That is, if you have multiple tables, table 1, It is one file. There's one more file by file 2. There's one more file by name file 3. I want to merge this file 1, file 2, and file 3. If we want to merge this file 1, file 2, and file 3, there must be one common column in file 1, also in file 2, also in file 3. Okay, where I can club file 1 and file 2 with this one column, common column, and club together becomes one file. Okay, this file is having one more column. Keeping this column, I'll merge this table also. Okay, this is what we'll do. This concept is called as joins. Okay, if people can take down and revise something on joins, I'll be telling you the simple join. Okay, how it is working. Okay, so keeping the simple join, we'll try to work on it. So we'll be doing something called as joins, where we'll join table 1 and table 2. Okay, and keeping this table 2, table 1 and table 2 together, I'll be clubbing with table 3. Okay, so that we'll be having one big data frame. This one big data frame what we have here will be the phase where we'll be start doing our analysis. Okay, so this is what we do. That is, in the industry, as I told you, it is not that we'll be having only one tables. When I say database, okay, when I say database, the database will be having multiple tables. What is multiple tables? Okay, we call it as DB. Okay, database. So what happens? And now we have something like data lakes. Okay, and we have before about data warehouse. Now we have data lakes and all. So don't worry about to some extent, to an extent of understanding what is data lakes and all. But when I say something database, okay, database is something which is having different tables. Okay, so what different tables? The student table, student details table, student P, student university, student teacher details, everything. And keeping all those things, I want to do some analytics. What I want to do is I want to club multiple tables. There will be a relation between each and every table. We want to find out the unique column, okay, between table 1 and table 2, and we keep on merging and we make one big data frame. This will be a task. How to do it? Okay, I have some sample files. I'll take some sample files and I'll be explaining you how to merge the different CSV files. Okay, I'm working with CSV files because, okay, getting the connection to database will be again our next procedure. Okay, which would be again an effort. Okay, so which is really not so much case of learning as of now. So I just don't want to take that, but I'll be taking multiple CSV files and I'll try to merge the CSV files. Okay, so we will be learning the topic. Right.
Vinay, can you please share those sample CSV files?
I'll be doing it. Okay.
Yeah, this is very helpful actually.
Fine. Okay, so let's have a small minute of break. By that time, I'll be sending you the files. Okay, and we'll come back and we'll start. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
When we say we are merging, we are multiplying, if you're adding two files or we are combining multiple files, okay, there are two things. One is called as a merge, other one is called as concat. We have merge, another one is called as concat. So the question is like, what is the merge? Okay, merge in terms of we have file number 1. In file number 1, there is a common column. Let me say student ID. There is one column, the student ID. This is a student table. It is having the information with respect to student details, whether what is his, where is his home address, okay, then it's okay, date of birth and all those things. Then we have one more table called as students mark. Okay, marks of the students. Okay, this is one more table called as students marks. Like right from the first standard to 10th standard, whatever the marks he has scored, the school has maintained the database. Okay, good that is people are maintaining this because it's a good analytics. Okay, but I don't know whether schools maintain this. But yes, the student marks will be maintained. Okay, and we have something called a student ID. Now I want to combine these two tables. Okay, I want to combine these two tables. So what I do is we have something called as joins. Okay, something called as joins. What is the joins? Joins are of different types. Okay, we have something called as inner join. Okay, when we have something called as left outer join. Okay, then we have something like right outer join. Okay, then we have something called as cross join. Okay, all the different types of joins. I really don't want to get into these topics, but I'll just tell you about what is this inner join. Okay, so when I say something with respect to inner join, when I say club these two tables, which is student details table and the student marks table, in a way where, okay, if the student ID in the table 1 is equal to the student ID in the table 2. For example, here also the student ID is 1, here also student ID is 1. Okay, and here we have a column called as marks, and here we have a column called as gender, and here you call something called as okay, not marks, let me say it is something like mobile number. Okay, then we have gender. Here we have something like marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, something like this. Here we have marks 1, marks 2, something. These are the columns what we have in this table, let me say. Now what I want to do is I want to club these two tables. If I club something like select join student student details and the student marks. where student details, student ID is equal to student marks, student ID. Then what happens is a big table gets created in a way where this will be having the columns like, okay, here also student 81, here also student 81. Oh, it merges. It says yes, this and this are same. So student 81, student 81. So what happens? One student ID would be created. Then marks, gender, marks 1, marks 2. All the table will become, all the columns will be becoming a one table. This is what we call it as a join.
Okay. Fine, sir.
Now the question what you asked was, if in case if there is no common column with respect to student ID, here also the student ID is not there, your student is not there. How can we merge?
Yes.
Correct.
So only one thing I want to ask you, like for example, 2 warehouses are there. Okay, there are thousands of products. One warehouse is having different serial number. Another warehouse is having different serial number. Can we join both?
See, I mean, logically speaking,
the product are same.
Oh, you mean to say product are same? The product IDs are same?
Product are same.
Product IDs are same?
But product name is same, not the IDs.
That's okay. So if you say the product names are same, the product names are unique, just must be the product name now. There must be one column which is common, right? If you want to merge. Logically speaking, if I want to merge these two columns, then of two tables, there has to be one column only, then I can merge, right? I mean, if you say there is no unique column at all, and I will merge, then that becomes a cross join. It becomes a cross join. Okay. Cross join in terms of what happens, each and every row in table 1, we keeps on combining with each and every row in table 2. Each and every row in table 2. Each and every row in table 2. That becomes, if you have 3 rows in table 1, 3 rows in table 2, if you don't have the unique column, if you try to join 3 cross 3, becomes 9 rows. I think more than that. Okay, because it is a cross join. If there is no unique column, then becomes a cross join. Just join table 1 and table 2. But if you have unique column, then you can go to inner join, left outer join, right outer join. But yes, if you want to merge multiple tables, there is something called as join which has to be used. Okay, so if you want to understand what is SQL joins, okay, please go to Google, just go to W3 Schools. It's a beautiful website. Okay, you can just try to understand what is joins. Okay, the example is there. And if you now, even after that, if you get any doubts, not to worry, either me or any one of my team members will surely help you. So how to work on the joins. Okay, it's not that we can completely take a session to work on joins. We can't divert our course. Okay, but yes, if you really get stuck so that you really can't understand, somehow we can help you to make you understand how is it. If possible, I'll try to record a video and upload in my YouTube channel also, because it's not course it's not course perspective. Yes, but let me know, try to do it. But yes, always knowing SQL is an added advantage for the data science engineers. Okay, for data analysis, data science engineers, learning SQL is always a good thing. It's always good to know about SQL. Okay, so if what in SQL have a lot of things. When I say something like structured query language, we have a lot of things like unique constraints, constraints. Then we have something like procedures, we have something like triggers, we have something like views, and all those concepts are completely on technical stuff. No need to worry about it. But as a data science engineer, what to what extent we need SQL joins. Okay, if you know joins, that's more than enough. I repeat. Okay, always try to learn joins in SQL. That's it. This is more than enough. Okay, and we have one session I told you where we'll be helping you to how to create a SQL table, what is primary key, what is foreign key, that we'll be taking the session. Okay, in that case, yes, so we'll be understanding the basics of all these concepts. So we'll be having some knowledge of how to interact with SQL, how to create a table, and all such things. Okay, then we'll also tell you how to connect from Python to SQL. We have SQL database, we have a MySQL database, how to connect Python to MySQL. So whatever the table which is present in MySQL, how to bring it to Python, that will be taught to you. Don't worry. Okay.
One more thing I want to ask you.
Yeah.
It's apart from the course, it's how I am facing the physical problem right now in my office. I'm having only 6 products. Okay, but the product every day will be different. Means 6 products I'm having right now.
Okay.
From 1st to 30th, total number of product each and every type.
Fine. Let's do one thing, Yusuf.
Calculation.
Yeah, if it's like for first thing, after the class, we can just connect for 2 minutes so that you can discuss about it. Okay. So that I'll try to
discuss. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. So okay. So this with respect to the introduction to how to join, multiple tables. Okay, I'll be showing you with respect to commands. Okay, with respect to commands. Okay, so how to take SQL, right? So how to not SQL, how to merge two tables. Okay, we'll be taking that as a concern now. Let me go to it. Okay, so I have sent you the different files, so you people got those files. Okay, I'm taking the same files now. I'll take the same files. Okay, those files are related to population. What was it? Let me see. It is with respect to state abbreviations, state areas, state population. Let me read those three files. Let me read those three files. I say something like d1. Okay, then I say pd dot read underscore csv. Okay, so it is what the table name it is, state abbreviations. Okay, state abbreviations, state underscore abbreviations dot csv. Let me know if the spelling is correct. ABBREVS, but it's not underscore in the middle, it's colon. Okay, this is one file, got it. Okay, so let's read one more file, which is d2. Okay, in the d2 what I do is pd dot read underscore csv. Then here what I do is I'll try to merge the file, which is state areas. Okay, state areas dot csv. Okay, and the last thing here is we have d3 is equal to pd dot read underscore csv, and it is called as state population dot csv. So I'm reading three files. Let me run. Yes, done. Okay, so now I want to understand what are the columns present in d1 dot columns. Okay, the print d1 dot columns. Say print d1 dot columns, and similarly I'll print d2 dot columns, because I'm trying to merge, right? I want to merge all these three tables, so I want to see is there any unique columns. If there's unique columns, how to merge? That's the next thing. So first I'll try to see what is the common column. So I say d3 dot columns. Run. Okay, so we have state abbreviations, okay, and the state area, okay, state area region, okay, and all these things, right? So how can I combine table 1 and table 2? Okay, how can I combine table 1 and table 2? State, correct?
State we can use.
Yeah, we can use something like state, and I can combine table 1 and table 2. Okay, so let me see how to club that. Okay, so I say something like, okay, pd, okay, so let's say something like d4. Okay, say, see, here I'm taking time to type. Okay, in machine learning case of algorithms, we really don't get time to keep on typing like this. Okay, we can't waste time, but because we are getting hands-on here, I'll be typing. When we start with analytics or visualization also, I'll be sending you the file before only, so you can execute along with me. Okay, you can execute along with me. So but now since we are doing basics of pandas, I'm giving my time to type. Okay, so d4 I say something like I want to merge, right? So how to merge? I say pd dot merge. Okay, pd dot merge, the function. I want to know what merge will do. Okay, signature given. So what merge will do? Okay, so merge, it search. Okay, it merges the two tables. Okay, okay, merge data frame named series objects with the seed data table join. The join is done on column or indexes. Okay, okay, so it is left in the left data frame, right data frame. So we have two data frame, we'll be doing it. So how is left or right or out or inner or cross? I told you the different type of joins: left join, right join, outer join, inner join, and cross join. Okay, and default it is inner join. Okay, we can, by default it works with the inner join. So in joins in detail, I told you people can try to work on the joins, but I told you about the simple inner join. Most of the cases we'll be using inner joins itself. Okay, so people who know about SQL very well, I think you'll be having much knowledge on how left join, right join will work. If not, try to work on it. Okay, but inner join is much more sufficient. Or working with inner join. So what they say here is, if you have two data frame and I can club with the two data frame using merge. Okay, so merge the data frame 1 and data frame 2. Okay, so how to merge? Okay, so it says something like what is the column to be merged. Okay, pd dot we have two columns and we can merge data frame 1 with data frame 2, and on what. So here what I do is I'll take the syntax. Let me say, okay, just me say pd dot merge. Okay, which tables to the left, and I have something like d1 table to the left, pd dot merge, and which table to the right. Okay, d2 table to the right. And how you want to join? You want to do something like inner join. So I say how is equal to inner. So how is equal to inner. Then I say on is equal to what? On which column you want to join? So say on what? On state. Let me run this now. So we do D4. Beautiful. See, now when we have this, okay, I say something like D4 dot head of 1. Okay, then here what I do is I'll add D1 dot head of 1. What happened? D1 dot head of 1. Yes. Okay, then D2 dot head of 1. Yes. See here both the states, both the tables is having the common called as state. Okay, so it's Alabama and Alabama. So here what we do is abbreviation is L and the area is something. I try to merge both the columns because it is having the common column called as state. So how to merge that? We have a syntax here, pd dot merge which tables, data 1 and data 2, and how is equal to inner and on is equal to state. Am I clear? Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Please repeat it again. D4 is equal to pd dot merge.
Table 1. D1 at the left.
D2.
Table 2. D2 at the right. Okay, how you want to join? I told you about inner join. I explained about inner join.
Join.
Yeah, how is equal to inner. Okay, on is equal to state. Mean to say the common column between both the tables is state. So on state I want to click. Okay, this is how it will be merged. So if you ask me like, okay, so how about we have D table 3, right? So can we merge D3 also? Let's check for that. Okay, D3 dot J8. Okay, so we have something like DT dot head. So DT dot head is there. Okay, with respect to abbreviation. So abbreviation is common between D4 and D3. Can you see this? In D3 dot head we have all these things, and D4 dot head we have abbreviation.
D3 and D1, sir.
Yeah, D3 and D1 fine. But
D1.
now, yeah, but now I want to merge D4 with D3, right? I'm clubbing 3 tables at once.
Yes.
D1, yes, D2 we already been merged. Okay, now I want to merge D3 to D4. Making sense, right? Okay, so if I want to merge D3 to D4, okay, D4 is having a state, abbreviation and area. Okay, I want this age, area and population also for this D4. So I want to merge. So if I want to merge this, yeah.
Vinay, sorry, before we go to the next step, can we print D4 columns and see what the first merge looks like?
You want to print D4 dot columns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it? Okay. Yes, got it.
So now I'll create one more table by name D5. Okay, here I'll create something like D5. In the D5, what I'll do is I'll try to merge D4. I'll say something like D4. Okay, sorry, PD dot data frame. I say PD dot merge. I say PD dot merge. Okay, then merge on what? I want to merge 2 tables. Where to the left I have a table called as D4. Towards the right I have a table called as D3. Then it will ask you merge on what? Okay, so it says like how is inner? I want to do inner join itself. So I say how is equal to inner. Then merge on what? Okay, it will say on which column. Is there any common column to merge? Is there a common column?
State.
Okay, here we call it as state in the region, right? So what I do is how, okay, on is equal to, I say state / region.
No, sir. It will
no,
not take.
There's only state.
No, inner it will not take.
No, because there's no common column.
Observation we need to take.
Abbreviation we have to take, sir.
Yes.
Abbreviation.
Sir, abbreviation.
Yeah. Abbreviation. Good. Very good. Okay. Spelling mistake with abbreviation. Sorry. Control C. What's the problem? Here abbreviation. Okay, so D4 has abbreviation. Yes, D3 has abbreviation. So D3 doesn't have abbreviation, no?
Yeah, it has state and origin.
State origin, yes. Now what we do?
The name is different.
Name is different.
So D3 doesn't have abbreviation.
No, man.
Maybe a condition wherein abbreviation.
So when D3 has state and then state/region and then D4 has state.
Correct. But column names are different.
Sorry?
I mean to say the column names are different, right?
Yes, column names are.
Yeah,
so
correct.
can we define the column name state/region as state first and then?
Yeah, but one thing what you can do is, okay, you can you can try to merge two tables, okay, where you can rename the column names, okay, you can rename the column names, then you can work on it, right? Or else one more option what we can do is, I am not sure about the recent version of Pandas, we'll try this, okay, we'll do this. What we can do is, mute your audios, please. Mute your audios. B is equal to, then I can say something like, I don't know whether in recent version of Pandas is there. I can try like b by is equal to d4 dot state. Okay, I can give this d4 okay, by dot, okay, I can say something like by dot d4 is equal to state, d4 has state, yes, and I can give something like by dot d3 is having state and the region, right? Yes, state slash region. Okay, fine. I'll tell you about it, because one thing is, yeah, like as she said, directly we can rename it. Okay, we can rename the column.
D4 should be abbreviation, not state. D4 should be abbreviation.
No. D4 is something.
D4 should be abbreviation, not state, right?
No, because
D4 we are merging abbreviation column, right? Not the state column. In D4. by dot D4 is equal to abbreviation.
No, here D4 is having what? D4 is having abbreviation.
Because we are not considering state, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can consider abbreviation, but D3 what it has? D3 does have state in the region.
But while merging in the condition you have given, D4, by dot D4 is equal to state.
I agree with that. Okay, but the thing is here, what happens is the syntax only, because now in the recent versions of Pandas merge, they don't have a by. It's not I wanted to see. Let me check whether they have by. I remember we have by function.
There is no by, sir.
There's no by. If there's no by, then
yeah, I saw right now.
Yeah, good. In recent versions of Panda in merge, we had by functions, but it's not there right now. Let me check. So we don't have the by function. Okay, one thing is we can rename the column. We'll see to it. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, we can rename the columns and we can merge it. Okay, there is one way, and we have an option. Okay, I'll be sending you. Don't worry. Okay, but when I upload this file, I'll handle this and I'll send you that. Okay, so that if I just wanted you to show. Okay, so if the column names are not different, then how to merge? Okay, that can also be done. Okay, so that is the one thing. So if the column names are the same, directly we can merge it. If the column names are not the same, then we can't merge it. We have to rename the column names, one thing. Okay, and we need to merge it. Okay, am I clear? Are we going good? Yes or no? Yes.
Sir, yes, sir. For example, the error what we got right now. So if you want to resolve it, then
I told you, no. One thing is we need to rename the columns. Okay. One thing is we need to rename the columns. Well, whatever the existing column was there, that has to be renamed. Then you can merge. That is the one solution. One more way of doing it is we have command. Okay, to work on it. Okay, because in terms of if you already have a data frame, in the data frame the two columns are not the same. Okay, we can merge two columns. Okay, so we have something like a command with left on and right on. Okay, we'll check. Okay, if you I'll send the solution, not to worry about it, but if you want it right now, I can try doing it in front of you. Okay, yes, we already have left on, right on. I think we can use that. Okay, that is easy. Okay, I'll show you. So left on what, right on what? PD dot merge. You want to merge two tables. Okay, so you want to merge two tables. Which tables? D4, D3. Always equal to inner. Okay, so I can say left on and we can say write on. I'll just show you so that it will be very clear. Can we use this? Yes.
Okay, let's. Sorry, Vinay. No, you can try this. I was just trying to find on Google.
Okay.
We can directly rename state/region to state, right?
Yeah. The one is there. Okay, that is there. But I mean,
but that's a two-step process. So you're trying to do everything in one step.
Yes. That's it.
Sure.
Okay. We're trying to do it. Okay.
So this is work, sir. Left on and right on.
Yeah, correct. It will work. That's the reason. We will be having solution. So we have a lot of solution, right? So there will be a solution for that.
It's on state, right?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Am I clear? So left on abbreviation, right on state. Okay. Abbreviation. Actually, there is a common column between the state, and it is mentioned as abbreviation. Okay. So in the table, it is mentioned as abbreviation, not as state. Okay. So we have something like D1, D2, D3. And when I say D4, D4 has state abbreviation area. Okay. And the D3. Okay. D3 has state abbreviation, state area population. Abbreviation, what is mentioned as D4 is a state in D3. That is the reason I have given it as state and abbreviation. Clear? Okay. I want you to understand this. Okay. Fine. So abbreviation which is there in okay, actually it has to be the state, but these people are given it as a state. It must be an abbreviation. Provided in D3 it is mentioned as state or region. That is the reason I am merging on state and region and abbreviation. Okay, so we have merged on it. So left on abbreviation. Now the column names are different. Okay, so column Yusuf, I answered your question. Okay, now the column names are different, but we are able to do it. Okay, so this is about it. Now we can start doing analytics out of it. Okay, this one I have one more files, okay, for your assignment, which is beautiful. Okay, where I got it from okay, one of the repositories. Okay, like I'll forward you the files where you have to do those assignments. Only then we'll be doing visualization on the same data files on your assignment files. Okay, so on your assignment files we'll be doing the visualization, so it would be beautiful. That files are beautifully analyzed. Okay, I got it from repository. It is very beautiful. Okay, and if you do on that, then you'll understand a lot of things. Only on those files we'll be doing visualization, which will be much more interesting. Okay, we'll be seeing it, right? So this is about merging the file. We have one of the powerful command called as group by, which I want to take it as a discussion now.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, is that necessary to give how is equal to inner?
By default, it is inner. Okay. If you don't give how also,
by is that necessary? No, sir.
No, not necessary. I'm telling you, right? By default, it is inner. Okay. If you don't give how also, by default, it is an inner join. Okay. So if you don't give how is equal to inner, by default, it takes inner. But if we have different type of joins, as I told you, outer join, left outer join, right outer join, lot of things, right? So in that case, yes. Okay, so you have to explicitly specify outer, right, outer, all those things. Okay, but if you want inner join, by default it is inner join itself. Okay. So good to go. So I assume that we have learned a lot of things till now. Okay, so I hope there is no questions. Okay, we learned how to extract the columns. I mean, I went it very slow. Okay, we learned how to extract with respect to rows, with respect to column, how to merge the data. Okay, and how to take the data with LOC, ILOC, the conditional statements. Okay, then and or. Okay, all these are important. Okay, next part. Okay, next topic what we'll be covering now, which is group by. It's a beautiful concept. Okay, we do a lot of analytics on this. Okay, most of the learning all these things, then we can go to group by. What is the next topic? Okay, before me going to this group by and the aggregate functions. Okay, the last part which is left behind that our thing is your concat. Okay, one way of merging the files is using merge. Okay, otherwise concat. Okay, see in the concat I'll just show you there are two data frames. I created two data frames for the sample. Okay, Ram, Rahim, Roshan, something like this. And the schools and the graduation marks, I just created a table, data frames df1 and df2. Okay, then what I'm doing here is I'm trying to concat data frame 1 and data frame 2. Axis is equal to 1, mean to say the column wise concatenation I'm just trying to do. Here there is no common column for your information, but even after that I am trying to merge. Because it is not merge, it is concat. Mean to say the number of rows are the same. I repeat, the number of rows are the same. If the number of rows are the same, just like how we saw his stack and v stack. right? Okay, and we are just merging one next to other. So in the data frames, if you want to merge, if you want to club two data frames where the column there is no common columns, then if the number of rows are the same, then you can do this. Okay, this is concat. Am I clear?
Vinay, did you say number of rows are the same or number of columns are the same?
No, number of rows, Okay, here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here also we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 4 rows in both the tables. df1 also has 4 rows, df2 is also 4 rows, not the number of columns. Number of columns, it will be anything. Okay, here there's no selection criteria or the join criteria, or there's no any where clause or something, right? Okay, directly I'm just taking table 1. Table 1 has 4 rows. Again I'm taking table 2. Table 2 has 4 rows. Just
okay.
putting one next to other. That's it.
Oh, just putting one next to it. Okay.
That's it. Okay, this is important. So this
we
is
have cleared like that. If the columns are not same, then we can concat them.
Yeah, we can concat. Makes sense. Provided number of rows has to be the same.
Total number of rows.
Yes, it has to be the
same.
Yeah. Okay, it can be done. Okay, fine. So assuming that you people don't have any questions with respect to this, okay.
What does axis 1 mean?
We are combining by the columns. Okay, by combining the axis is equal to 1 means combining the columns. If you write something like axis is equal to 0, okay. So what happens is this. We're combining by the rows. Okay, combining by the rows. Here what happens is, since you're combining by the rows, even though the table 1 doesn't have the school and the graduate marks, you don't know what to put, so it is giving NaN, not a number. Table 1 doesn't have the school and the graduation marks, right? Do you agree? Data frame 1 doesn't have school and graduation marks. So it says
Yes,
NaN, doesn't have values. Similarly, the table 2 doesn't have name, age, and gender. You told to merge me with respect to rows. I merged it, but there is no value, so I'm putting none. That's what it says. But if you merge with respect to the columns, I don't mind, because you didn't tell me to merge with respect to rows. It's respect to columns, so I'm doing it properly. Yeah.
Axis is equal to 0 means concatenating on row, right?
Column. Yeah. Sorry, concatenating.
0 means?
Yeah, row. Sorry.
Okay.
Row. Okay, good to go. Kashikant, you got it? You asked me the question?
No, I'm all good.
Okay, good. Someone asked me questions. Okay, how about Abhi? Abhi, is it clear till now? Yusuf? Jivan? Clear, Jivan?
Sir, it's clear.
Yeah,
Good to go. How about Khan? Ravi? Ravitesh? Sachin?
Yeah,
no
clear.
questions?
No, sir. Good to go. Clear, sir.
Okay, Sahana?
Give me, sir.
Pooja?
Yes, Vinay, all good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Fine. Okay, the next
Axis
topic
is axis 1.
So what?
Sir, axis 1 is equal to?
Axis is equal to 1, mean to say row.
Yeah.
Okay, it is row wise combination. Axis is equal to 0, mean to say column wise combination. Okay, so
one
given
is column, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One is for columns, sir.
We are when you see, you have to understand in terms of your own words. I can't say it as rows and columns. What I can say is axis is equal to 1 mean to say we are clubbing the one column next to the other, one table next to the other. Axis is equal to 0 mean to say merging one table down to other. Okay, so row wise if you want to combine, you can go with axis is equal to 0. If you want to put one column next to the other, then you can go with axis is equal to 1. Simple. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, so please concentrate now. Okay, very important. I think today we'll be having one more session. Okay, so is that okay for everyone to have one more session? It's fine.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we'll be having more session. I'll say to it. I don't try to burden. Okay, but let's see. So now the topic is on split, apply, and combine. Okay, what is the split, apply, and combine? Mean to say that we are working with respect to the group by clause. Okay, what is this group by clause? Mean to say that when we have a data frame, right? When you have a data frame, what has been defined? If the data frame in the previous case, if I can say, okay, here I'll take one example with respect to this HR example. Right, I told you the questions will be something like I want to group with respect to the particular city. where I say in the city 41, okay, how many full-time people are there, full-time course people are there, okay, in the city number 103, okay, how many graduates are there. If you want to group based on the city, how to do that? So question would be something like, how many males are graduates? So you want to group with respect to male. I mean, with respect to gender, not male, sorry. With respect to gender. Then I'll be asking something like, disciplines. Okay. So with respect to disciplines, I want to group. I can say something like, what's a major discipline, and group based on that. Okay. With respect to company name. Okay. With respect to company name, you want to merge. Okay. So what to do is group by the company name. What do you mean by grouping then? Grouping mean to say aggregating the data on some particular column. Okay, we will see with an example now. We'll be the simple example of how to work with the group I. I've taken a planets data set, which is already there in your environment. It is already there in your Anaconda environment. We have one library called as Seaborn. Okay, I'm importing the library Seaborn. After importing the library Seaborn, then we'll be loading the data set. There is a function called as load data set. And one more important thing is there are a lot of data sets which is already present. Okay, it's not that we need to take from the CSV file. There are data sets which has already been given by the Anaconda people, by the library people. Seaborn people have given more than 120, 130 data sets. You can just load the data set and start working. Okay, this is what I'm doing now. I'm not reading any CSV files. I'm just loading the data set called as planets. Okay, in the planets, I'm trying to work. Okay, where is this planet present? It is present in the database in the library called as SNS, which is called as Seaborn. And we have something like pandas. We already know why pandas is used. You already know how why numpy is used. Okay, I'm just loading the data set. The function to load data set is load underscore data set, and we are giving something called as planets. So SNS dot load underscore data set, then planets. I'm giving a variable called as planets. I just run this. We get planets dot shape. Okay, we'll get what is the date of the shape of your planet database. Okay, it is 1035 rows and 6 columns. Keeping this, we'll be working on group by. Okay, so we'll take a small minute of break. We'll be connecting exactly at 8:40. Okay, just take a break of 2 minutes. We'll come back. Okay, thank you. Fine. So coming back to merge, group by, and concat. Okay, let's try to understand what are all these functions and how to work with it. Okay, the beautiful functions, as I told you. Okay, we'll be seeing it a lot of times while working with data analytics. Right. So I'm loading the data set called as planets. Right. So how to load the data set planets? We have a package called as Seaborn. Within the Seaborn package, we have a function called as load data set. Okay, so when we load the data set or whatever we have different data sets for that matter. I'm loading a data set called as planets, and giving a variable called as planets and planet.shape. Good. So planets.head, the planet has so many columns: method, number, arbitrary period, mass, distance, years, so and so and so. Okay, then we do here as planets of method.value counts. Okay, we understood that if you want to know about the info, you can just give planets.info, so that you'll get to know which are categorical column and which are continuous column. Planets.info. So sorry, info. So here we get to know that there are one categorical column called as method, and rest all are continuous columns. Good. Okay, fine. And we want to do for method dot value counts, because method is basically categorical column. I did methods dot value counts. Okay, so it says that like what are the different how many values are there with radial velocity, or what is with respect to transit, with respect to imaging, micro lensing, and so and so. And I always say that to become a very good data science engineer, you must be having a domain knowledge. For example, now I say micro lensing. I don't know what is micro lensing. I don't know what is pulsar timing. And I mean, yes, so I can't do much of analytics. Okay, but if you know the data set, if you know about your data very well, then you can do a lot of things. So the first thing is you must understand about your domain. If you're working on a banking data, then you must be good at banking and finance. That's the reason for assignment I'll be giving you with an e-commerce application, okay, which is beautiful, so that everyone knows about e-commerce. So for the assignment I'll be giving e-commerce, so that we will understand how good you can do your analytics. Okay, about data extraction, not even analytics. After doing visualization, we'll be doing EDA, exploratory data analysis. That is the mini project what we can consider. But for the assignment purpose, so that it will be useful for you to extract the data, where I'll be giving you the e-commerce application data. Okay, that is always there. Okay, then group by object. What is this group by? Here what I want to do is, I'll just run this. See, I'll run something like planets.groupby method.count. You get something like this. Here there are different methods. Yes, there are different methods. Okay, the methods can be with respect to, okay, the arbitrary period, okay, or with respect to something like transit or radial velocity, okay, whatever it is, okay, astrometry, so many things. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to group with respect to the method. So here what happens, based on the method it will calculate, okay, how many arbitrary period are there, what is the count of mass, okay, what is the count of distance, what is the count of the year. So I am grouping by some particular column and I'm applying some function. So planets dot group by method dot count. Okay, if you ask me, you given count mean to say what it is counting, it is counting how many astrometries are there with respect to number, with respect to astrometry how many arbitrary periods are there, with respect to astrometry how many mass are there, with respect to astrometry how many distances are there, with respect to astrometry how many years are there. It continues like that. So it is being grouped with respect to some particular thing. If I go back, okay, if I go back to my HR example, right, I'll just come to my HR example, and what is the data which I've taken? It is df, if I'm not wrong. Okay, I'll just call df dot head. Okay, here I have so many things, df dot head, I'll just give one. Okay, in this case you can see I can group by some particular data, where I can group by the city, okay, or else I can group by the education level, or else I can group by the gender. Okay, so whatever it is, so I can group by them particular data. Okay, so how to group by the particular data? The syntax is very simple, right? Okay, so what is the syntax? Just close this. Okay, so what is the syntax? Df dot group by method dot count. In this case, can I group by something? Yes, you can take some categorical column. So df, okay, what is the group by? Group by clause are given as count. Here also I can group by something. I can give something like df dot group by. Okay, group by what? Df dot group by. Okay, group by what? I can take with city. Okay, what do you want to do? Dot count. Let me see what will be the output.
So Vinay, we can only group by then categorical data, right?
Yeah, correct. That makes sense. Very good. Okay, see, so since I've grouped by the city, you'll be getting to know, okay, grouping by the city dot count. Okay, so how many in the city one, how many genders are there? City development index, what is the count? It is 2. So we are just getting the count of the city. This is actually not of a valid group by. I can take with respect to gender. Okay, and okay, I'll take one more example. Okay, I'll take one more example so that you get a clear clarity. Okay, so here I'll go for the next one. I say planets.group by method agree, and I want to take only arbitrarily period dot count. Okay, I don't want anything else. I want to know only arbitrarily period dot count. Fine, I want some specific column. I don't want all the columns to be grouped. Okay, I mean grouping with respect to method, fine, but I'm worried only about the arbitrary period. Okay, so in this case, if I take only arbitrary period, only the arbitrary period column is being considered and you're getting the output. Okay, what is that arbitrary period? Okay, here we have something with respect to arbitrary period. Okay, let me say, okay, so in this case, I'll take one more example. Let me go back here. So I'll say planet dot group by city. Okay, I can select on I can say something like city, or else I'll take with any other categorical column in our data which was gender.
Gender, sir.
Yeah, we'll take gender dot count. Okay, so see, beautiful. Okay, so with respect to gender, female, other, it's just giving some, but it is not a valid information. Again, doesn't make sense much to us. Okay, don't worry, because counting with respect to gender, we can do that using the value count itself. But can we do any other perspective? So so how to is the count of the gender? If you want to know how many males are there, how many females are there, directly you can do using the value counts. So that is not making us much sense, right? So it is not making that much sense. Okay, so how exactly the group by will be helping us? So the group by will be helping us to understand in detail like this. Okay, for example, I have planets dot group by method and arbitrarily period dot count. Okay, so with respect to the method of orbitally period, how many astrometries are there, how many existing variations are there, how many imaging are there, how many macrolensing are there, this is what the output. Okay, that is with respect to planets, I am grouping by the method and selecting only one feature which is called as arbitrary period. By selecting that arbitrary period feature, I am trying to count. This makes sense. I'll tell you with one more example, don't worry about it, is that we can do only with respect to the count or we can do anything else. We have a lot of other things. At the top I had given a description. Okay, here we can work with respect to count. Okay, first and the last item, mean, median, min, max, sum, product, standard deviation, variance, all these things can be done. Okay, so these are the different things where we can do. I'll be showing where I collected a beautiful data. Okay, I'll be showing you with respect to one data. I'll just go here and I create a new file for you. This is a part of your assignment. Okay, but anyways, I'll read that file. There is one file called as customer dimension. Yes, okay, beautiful file. Okay, it's a beautiful file. I have something like df1 is equal to, I say pd import pandas as pd, import pandas as pd. Okay, then I'll just run this import pandas as pd. Okay, then I'll try to group by. I say something like df is equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Okay, then here I'll say something like what, something like customer dimension. I'll just read that, custom underscore dimension dot csv. Okay, then I'll do df dot hit. This is my data, customer name, province, region, customer ID, and all these things. Okay, so we have something like market fact. Okay, this is my data assignment, what I'll be giving you, market fact, market underscore fact dot csv. So it is. Now there are different order ID, different product ID, different shipment ID, customer ID. This is a part of your assignment. Here we can play around with a group by like anything. Okay, I can play with group by something like df dot group by what, group by some customer. Okay, group by some product ID. Okay, so if I say something like df dot group, df dot group by, okay, I can give something like a product ID. I can give something like a product ID. Okay, so df dot group by product ID. Okay, so after grouping by product ID, what next? What you want to do? It is being grouped by. So what you want to do? Product ID dot some aggregate function. Those aggregate functions are what? Those aggregation functions can be count, first, last, min, median, min, max, product. What you want? Okay, I want to do something like sum. Okay, group by product ID dot sum. Let me run this. Beautiful. Okay, so it says as product ID. So with respect to product ID, what is the sales it has happened? Product ID, the sum of the discounts. Okay, so here I say no, I don't require with respect to discount and all. I just want only the sales. You can just give like this. That's it. See, so within a single group by, I got to know which product ID, what sales it is making. Is it making sense? Yes. Am I with you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
Yes, sir.
here, what is the use of group by is? Group by makes us to help us understand what is the sales which is happening. Okay, and so I told you, is that only the sum or the count what we can do? No, I told you we can do other functions also. For this, I'll be forwarding you this file where I've given something. We can do count, we can do mean, we can do min, we can do max. Okay, and we can do product. I say something like what is the average sales which is happening with respect to product ID 1. Okay, then rather than changing it to sum, we can make it as mean. So it will give you the average sales with respect to product ID 1. See, so that I understand. So as in if you're working in industry as a data analyst, so when someone asks you, what can you tell me what's the sales which is happening with respect to product ID 1? Okay, filter with respect to the month. You can say for the product 1, the average sales which is happening is somewhere something like this. Okay, so with respect to product 10, the sale which is happening something like this. What is the maximum sale? Yes, you can give something like max, so you'll be getting the maximum sales also. Okay, so is that making sense for everyone? Am I clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we can give AVG, no?
AVG function is not there with respect to the group by clause. Okay, it's group A plus. This is what we are. We already have a mean. Why you want to work on ABG, right? Fine. So when I just showed you because that would be the part of your assignment. Okay, that will be the part of assignment. That's the reason I just show you that. So what assignment will be very interesting. So you can really play around with that. Why I'm showing you this is this looks to be a bit complex. Okay, looks to be a bit complex where we can't understand much. But when you go with a real time application like e-commerce application, it will be beautiful. Okay, and I can group with two columns. Okay, see I'm grouping with respect to method and the number. Okay, an arbitrary count. Okay, here I can group with two columns. Let me say I have the product ID and I can also with respect to something like customer ID. Okay, it can be grouped something like that. Okay, or else I can do product ID with respect to the shipment ID. Okay, but shipment ID and the customer ID are the unique call. I mean, it keeps on increasing in terms of it is not a unique column like product ID. So you can you can merge multiple columns, multiple names, something like product ID with respect to product name. Okay, or the product ID with respect to city. Okay, we have city also. So product ID, city, sales, something like that. That looks beautiful. Okay, in this case, the method, the number with respect to arbitrary count. So what is the method and what is the number and what is the arbitrary count? Okay, so you can merge two columns. If you have one more okay, so let me say that you have one more column. Okay, if you have one more table, in one more table we have something with respect to city. You have that in your file. In your file, I'll be sending you an assignment. So city, so you can merge, okay, with respect to city, and you can find out with respect to this particular product, with respect to this particular city. Okay, what is the sales which is happening? Beautiful, right? That makes a lot of insights. Okay, so that I can give a single chart, okay, to say that, okay, this is what is happening, boss. But provided in industry, what we do is we always prefer the visualization. Okay, to go to the visualization, you must understand Pandas very well. Okay, first is when we go with an analyst, when you go for analytics, what we first do is first we will be working with the file, okay, using Pandas. Then we will be going for the visualization. Then we do some statistics. Then we give a EDA report, which is called as exploratory data analysis report, so that you'll completely understand what is your files. You'll completely understand what is your data. You completely understand what is your data. Okay, that's what we're trying to do now. Okay, so questions you can keep on popping. You can keep on popping different questions. Okay, that I want you to understand with respect to this. Okay, so group by what? Okay, then what action you must do? Okay, group by some particular column. Okay, then what action? Count, sum, mean, minimum, whatever it is. Okay, that can be done. Can we have multiple columns? Yes, if you have multiple columns, you'll get something like this. Okay, am I making sense? Is it going good? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have one more function called as aggregate, filter, transform, apply. Okay, for this I've taken one more example. See, this is the powerful functions, one of powerful functions. For this I've taken a sample data frame. I created a data frame called as pt.data frame. I created key as ABC, and the data one which is range of 6, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the data is also having the 6 columns, and the columns are key, data 1, data 2. This is a data frame what I simply created. Okay, I created a simple data frame like this. Okay, for the example, I created a data frame like this. Okay, so keeping this example, what we can do now is, okay, I want to work on aggregate, filter, transform, apply, 4 different functions. I want you to take down aggregate, filter, transform, apply. These are the beautiful 4 different functions. I'll be telling you how to work on this. Let's go for the first aggregate function. See, I say something like group by the key. Okay, boss, group by the key. Okay, what you want to do? Aggregate. Okay, what you want to aggregate? Aggregate with min, median, max. See, I'm doing multiple functions at once, multiple actions. Based on the key, I'm aggregating 2-3 actions. One is the minimum, other one is the maximum, another one is np.median. Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I with you? Group by the key, yes, but I'm not doing only one function. In the previous cases, what we did was we did only the group by, okay, group by dot count. Yes, this is one function. But if you want multiple functions at once, okay, you want a beautiful chart which gives us complete information on it, you can use some function called as aggregate. So group by the particular column, aggregate it based on the columns like min, median, and max. Are you with me? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is what you're doing here. Aggregate, mean, median, max, right? And I can also do aggregate with respect to something like this. Aggregate data 1 with respect to min, data 2 with respect to max. That is, we are taking 2 different actions. we are taking two different actions. One is for the data 1, I want to find out the min, and for the data 2, I want to find out the max. Is it possible for the different data, different actions? Yes. I'm putting the dictionary inside it, where data 1 is with respect to the minimum, data 2 is with respect to the maximum. Yes? Yes or no?
Doesn't understand, sir.
Okay, see here we have something like aggregate, right? In aggregate, I have two data. One is data 1 and the data 2, correct? So for the data 1, I want to calculate the minimum value, and for the data 2, I want to calculate the maximum value. Because here what we're doing in generic, for a complete data, I want to find out the minimum, I want to find out the np dot median, np dot max, and the maximum value. So here what we're doing is min, median, max. Data 1, min, median, max for data 2. Provided I want to do one action for data 1 differently. For data 1, I want to find out the minimum value. And for the data 2, what I have, for that I want to find out the maximum value. Is that possible? Yes. Using aggregate function, it is possible. That's what I wanted to show you. See, for data 1, it is showing you the minimum value, and for data 2, it is showing you the maximum value, grouped by the key. Clear?
Vinay, can you please show the syntax of aggregate function one time? I'm not sure how. Just scroll up a little bit.
See,
okay,
aggregate. Okay. So
when we say min, median, max, how do we know that? So is it like the min is for D1?
Yeah, no, here I'm giving both the, I given something like DF, right? The DF has data 1, the data 2. See, DF
same
has data
question
1, data 2.
I kind of have, Vinay. Like, how did data 1 and data 2 come? Like, where did it
created, no? See?
Okay.
I have data 1, data 2.
So data 1 and data 2 are in DF, and then when we pass.
Yeah, so data 1, data 2 are the columns. Okay, I'm grouping by the key. When I group with respect to the keys are what? A, B, and C. Correct? Fine.
Yeah.
So A, B, C are the keys. So key will come into the left now as an index. So A, B, C are the keys. And now you're asking to find what? Okay, based on the key, what you want.
Okay, got it. So whatever you passed in aggregate got
action.
Both the D1 and D2.
Exactly. So both D1 and D2 works on that aggregate function with respect to the key.
Those are two column names, right?
Yeah, correct. Data 1, data 2 are two column names. Okay. So data 1, data 2 are the two column names, and for data 1 we have minimum, median, max. Min, median, and max are the functions.
Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Fine. And here what I was telling was like for the data 1 we have min, and for the data 2 we have max. I mean to say that for the data 1 we can do one action, and for the data 2 we can do different action. In here it was generic for both the data 1 group by the key. Okay, the data 1, data 2 columns, for both the columns we are supposed to do only min, median, and max. But in this case, for the data 1 I'm finding the min, for the data 2 I'm finding the max. This is also quite possible. Yes or no? Yes, that's what I'm doing here. Data 1 I'm finding the min, data 2 max. Yes. This is with respect to aggregate function. We have something called as filter function. Okay, what filter will do? Filter, what it will do is I am creating a function called as filter func. A simple example for you to show, and I'm passing the parameter as x. Here what I'm doing is return x of data dot standard deviation greater than 4. This is my function. Okay, my function is wherever the data to standard deviation is greater than 4, only return that. Now what I'm doing is, okay, I'm doing something like display. Display is a function to get a data in a beautiful tabular format. You want a data in a tabular format, okay, we have the display function. Okay, so here I have the display function given. In the display, I'm displaying the data frame. I'll just run this so that you understand. So I am displaying data frame. Then I say data frame dot group by the key. Okay, and what you want to do? I want to compute the standard deviation. Okay, then I also want to compute group by the key and compute the filter. Filter for what? Filter for some particular function. The function has to be the argument for the filter. Okay, so I'm giving the function as standard x of data dot standard deviation greater than 4. This is my filter function. So here what we do is I'm grouping by the key. I'm grouping by the key and I'm filtering something like x of data dot standard deviation which is greater than 4. So this is a function. So here what happens is whichever in the data 2, whichever is having the standard deviation greater than 4, that will be my output in the second case. Okay, I want you to understand. Okay, filter function mean to say I am filtering. Okay, this is df dot, df is my data frame. Okay, so df dot group by key dot standard deviation. Yes, so you got the standard deviation which you got it here. Okay, and the second argument is df dot group by key. Yes, I'll group by the key, it says. Then you want to apply some function. Which function? Filter function. What filter? Filter. In filter function you want to pass one argument. That is a function. Which function? It is named as filter func. Okay, so what that will do, that will return the data's standard deviation greater than 4. So it is filtering only the values which is having the standard deviation greater than 4, and it is grouped by the key. Am I with you now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
That makes sense.
Sir, you told greater than 4, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Correct.
Greater than 4 in data 2.
Correct. Correct.
Check it here, sir. Data 2, it's 0.
Wait. I'll show you. It's not like that. Okay, see, for example, if you're getting confused, what I do is I'll just take the filter. Understand one thing. When I say something like standard deviation greater than 4, here it is not displaying you the standard deviation. It is displaying you the values. Are you with me? Okay, it is displaying the values of data 1 data. It is not showing you the standard deviation. Don't get confused with the value 0, 3, 7 and 9. It is finding you, it is displaying you the value 0, 3, 7, 9, but it's finding out the standard deviation, is filtering on the standard deviation, is not displaying the standard deviation. Don't get confused with that. Okay, fine. See, I understand it's a bit difficult to understand this function. Okay, only the filter function is a bit different because because it's a bit difficult. Ideally, can't skip also. And the thing I'm trying to explain it in a simpler way. Simple. Okay, group by some particular column. Group by some particular column by name key. Makes sense. Good. Okay, then filter. Filter by what? Filter by some particular action. Okay, what action? Filter by some particular function. What function? The function I'm giving here as x of data dot standard deviation greater than 4. Okay, given x. Okay, so x of data dot standard deviation greater than 4. Okay, whatever the standard deviation of the data to greater than 4, only filter those. That is what it means to say here. That's it. Okay, like this you can write your own built-in functions. Then you can put filter on top of it so that it keeps on filtering. Okay, this is with respect to filter. I told you there are different actions what we can do. One is with respect to aggregate combine multiple functions at once. Then we have filter. Okay, I told you the aggregate, filter, transform and apply. Okay, transform and apply. Right, so transform and apply are the two more functions which is left out. Okay, what transform will do and what apply will do. Okay, so I think we'll just take this transform and apply with the next session, and we can monitor because it would be something more for you if I continue now.